Step into the day.
Bless you. Bless you, child.
Bless you, Jebo. I know, it's hectic. I mean, it's gone. Cleared it yesterday. Killed it. Yeah.
Some alcohol.
Thursday, when you have off.
Yeah.
We're alive.
4, 3, 2.
Very good morning. Good morning to you at home. Welcome to it. I'm Graham Richards. You are live with Expresso. It's a beautiful brand new day. I've got to say happy belated birthday,
Thank you, G. Thank you so much, man.
I love you, dude.
I missed you yesterday because everyone was here just, you know, spreading the love and all the wishes coming through.
How was the day? Was it a party day?
It's beautiful. It wasn't so much a party day, but, you know, at my age, you can't be partying anymore. It's 29, guys. You can't be. All you need to do is be napping all the time.
It's an empowered age. What are you talking about, man? I absolutely love it. So thank you guys so much for joining us as well.
Thank you. Welcome to it. It is the 21st of Feb 2019. Yes, we are live and direct right here on SABC 3, your feel-good breakfast show. It's going to be so much fun because it's jam-packed with all sorts of goodness and awesomeness that's going to leave you feeling oh so good this morning.
So good. Yeah, we got Refentse who's going to be performing for us this morning. Cannot wait to get to know her a little bit later this morning. But let's see how the ladies and Nick are doing in our beauty room.
But first, coffee.
Please, please.
Good morning, SABC, and of course, Graham. Yes, we are doing really, really well. Welcome to the beauty room. I'm Zoe Brownlee, and Williams is here with me, looking beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yellow.
Thank you so much.
The one and only Nick Strelitz also joining us.
Hey,
and
everyone.
I see you have got something interesting in your hand.
What am I going to do with this? Guys, best guesses? Am I going to choke you out? Am I going to put choker on me?
Wrong room, Nick. Wrong kind of room.
Wrong time of the day. I'll remember that for Friday nights. But listen, I'm going to belt you because I want to cinch that body. Because you've been working hard on your training. You have.
We're trying.
You
Show it all.
have. So I really want to
just move this chair so that we can
I want to get some body on you, girl. You got to flaunt this now, honey.
So what you're trying to do is you're trying to accentuate the parts that naturally...
Listen, you have an amazing waistline. You have a little tiny itty bitty teeny weeny waisty.
Itty bitty teeny weeny yellow bucket.
But you know what I'm loving what you're doing here, Nick? I mean, I'm a fan of the dress Leanne is wearing. I usually wear them.
This is your style, yes.
This is my style, but it's nice to see how I can change it up.
It's easy, guys. Belts are so underrated. Get yourself a belt. Enjoy your belt. Be kind to your belt. Take your belt out for dinner.
Better get your
it's
belt.
important. And you and your... so remember when we did the Vichy Vanka?
Yes.
That sort of harkened back to Ukrainian fashion wear. I mean, it's still going strong. You see that very much in this detailing here. I mean, this style dates back almost 100 years, and it's still going strong.
It's that, you would call this a baby doll dress?
I was going to say baby doll dress, yeah. Do you feel like a baby doll?
I do.
Yeah, you look pretty, and with the hair, it's almost flowing into the stunning embroidery here as well.
We are color coordinating to the max today.
You guys are color coordinating, but there's still enough difference so that it's not all just like, oh, you are wearing yellow shoes?
Yes.
Which we enjoy as
you
well.
You weren't necessarily a fan of, but I don't know, I'm feeling the yellow on yellow.
Yeah.
But what were you talking about skin tone though? That's
oh my gosh,
also
guys,
very important.
if anyone tuned in the other day, I was talking about color in your complexion, what tones to wear for your skin color.
And so someone
got very upset
on Twitter, they were like, yeah, I'm still trying to look for Leanne's green undertone.
Guys, it's a metaphor. Have you heard about a metaphor? Call a metaphor up, because it's gonna tell you something. It just means in the pigmentation, the undertones, it's not green, but you actually have green pigmentation, which isn't actually to the eye.
But what does it mean? So for someone, for example, that has a green undertone, which colors should they gear towards?
So I would say avoid the colors that are most similar to your skin tone. So I'm not saying Lily, who's my girl, is yellow or green, but I would go for softer, lighter colors like light pastels to offset the beautiful darkness in your skin.
Which is so not my vibe.
Yeah, but we're gonna get you
getting it wrong my whole life.
And I've got a yellow undertone, is that what you're saying?
And then
yours is very similar as well.
Pastels.
Yeah, and you do love pastels.
I love pastels.
And pastels look great on you. So someone like me who's much more fair-skinned, lighter skinned, pasty, some would even say.
Oh, you're a pink undertone.
Powder.
Powder, it's an inside joke, y'all, but we're gonna get to it.
On that note, we're gonna head to the kitchen as we discuss Nick's translucent skin tone.
Stunning.
Date balls, Nick.
And I'm wondering, I was just listening in the beauty room, they're talking about skin tones and Nick's translucent skin tone. I see right through you, Nick.
Yeah, we see everything right through
you, buddy.
Dude, into the kitchen. Right?
It's your birthday week. Do you fancy a date? Ball.
A date, yes, yes, anytime, please. SMS date, Tabiso. No. But yes, a date ball, absolutely.
Wow.
I was looking at this and I thought, what a fascinating thing, because we often think dessert or a snack can be a bit of a guilty pleasure, but this is a snack or a piece of dessert with 0 on the guilt side of it. No sugar. Which is absolutely amazing, right?
And a lot of protein, a lot of natural proteins. The keyword here, if you'd like to create these date balls along with us, is snack. You SMS that to 33728, and you can be rolling along. I would imagine there's going to be a lot of rolling going on here. But we know dates packed with a good natural sugar to give you a boost of energy. I'm seeing chia seeds, I'm seeing pumpkin seeds, peanut butter that we absolutely love.
And we're using sugar-free peanut butter as well this morning.
Just to completely remove the guilt. So that looks really, really awesome. So if you're needing that healthy surge of energy today, why not try one of our date balls? And again, that keyword is snack to 33728.
And as Chad makes sure that Zoe is all mic'd up and can hear what our director is saying, we're back in our W Beauty room. Now, Nick, we discussed undertones a little bit earlier on.
We did.
And you were actually saying which colors would go best with skin tones, which I think is a massively important thing. You can go after a particular trend. You can buy the best outfit, but if the color doesn't work on your skin tone, something's going to be a bit offish. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, that there's a lot more than just a garment to take into consideration.
And it's quite exciting to know that. I mean, there is a science behind fashion and the colors that work for you. So you can actually really do better. Everyone can do better by researching. But by no means am I saying it's that rigid that you cannot wear this color. Oh my gosh, Leanne, stay away. It's just about realizing what tones and hues can accent and make better and make that skin pop.
This is true.
Skin is so important.
A couple of years ago, I actually hosted the Masters Polo.
Yes.
And they insisted that I wear a yellow dress. However, because my hair was a lot lighter, almost like a platinum blonde, my skin, because it's summer, was a very dark brown. When I wore that particular color, yellow, even I was like, whoa.
Like, girl, what? Girl, who told me that? Because it all like sort of bled into each other, right?
Had my hair maybe been darker, it would have offset the yellow a lot.
It's all about offsetting. You have to offset. That's the word for the day. That's the quote for the day. Offset.
Quote for the day.
Exactly. And Cardi B's baby daddy.
Yes, girl. Oh, yes.
But we can also help you out this morning if you've just woken up and you need some idea of what the weather is going to look like. So we'll just take a quick roundup look at what to expect. In Johannesburg, partly sunny conditions. I know the skies will be clearing up into the evening. So expect a beautiful evening, and there will be little to no wind today. Then in Durban, also partly sunny conditions. Pleasantly warm temperatures, a light breeze throughout the day, and I think that will be great as the humidity will also be increasing towards the evening. So a hot and humid afternoon is expected. If you're in Port Elizabeth, some thunderstorms is being predicted, some cloudy conditions, and the clouds will thicken towards this evening with a southeasterly wind, so be prepared for rain later this evening. And then in Cape Town, partly sunny conditions, a southeasterly wind that will get stronger towards the evening. Humidity will remain low due to that wind, but also temperatures will remain steady throughout the day. So a beautiful day ahead, I think, in general across country.
Exactly. Well, then, why don't we just take the show to another level, because there's nothing like a little bit of music and entertainment on your feel-good breakfast show. Let's see who's at the helm of that.
We are just having the deepest conversation ever, actually. I'm trying to process what Refentse is saying. First of all, welcome to our little slice of crazy. So cool to have you here. I cannot wait to hear you this morning. We know new EP in the works, Genesis. Is it a Genesis? Are you a young woman transformed? What are you going to bring us this morning?
For sure. My EP dropped earlier on this year, actually in January. That's my birthday month. So that was like my birthday offering to everyone. A Genesis for me is like a rebirth of my music journey, basically. I've been into music for a while now, but I'm kind of just finding my feet. So I think what you can expect today is some softness, some smoothness, just a nice start to your morning. Yeah, that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do and to share with all of you.
Thank you so much for that. We absolutely love it. And I think there are people out there about to start their day who are like trying to psych themselves up, going, I need some softness, please. I need to ease into my day. Is it weird performing in this kind of context? Because I love the fact that our show, yes, you're going out to a lot of people, but it's people in their homes, it's people in their kind of intimate space. Do you feel that when you're performing, is this very different to stepping out into a stage, or is performing for you?
It's so similar for me because it's hard. Like, I'm somebody who burns up all the time in front of lights.
I feel you, girl. I feel you.
Right,
That's what we do.
I think that I've just had a little bit more chill coming into the morning. Everybody's been very quiet and like down to earth, which is helping me out. I'm feeling very relaxed. So I'm just excited. I'm excited to share.
I love it. You know that a whole lot of people were about to get out of bed and they've just gone like, nah, I want to chill for like 5 more minutes.
Please.
Oh, we love it. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've got some magical performance coming in your way this morning, so don't move a muscle. Just be a little bit late for work this morning. Let's head back to the beauty room. Don't.
Oh, we're back in our W Beauty Room, and time for us to get into some entertainment news. DJ Black Coffee doing the most once again.
Yes, does he ever stop? He doesn't stop, this guy. So DJ Black Coffee, we know that he's known to be making just waves in all the right spaces as far as his international collaborations are concerned. And this time around, he stepped it up one more time. He's done a collaboration with DJ Diplo. He's a producer and a DJ Diplo. He is incredible. And the two, obviously, we know that they have residencies at Win in Las Vegas together. But of course, they've taken time out of their busy touring schedules to come down to South Africa. They're working on a hit. But guess what? Who's on the vocals of this hit? Who? A local eccentric girl, green hair, neon girl sometimes. Guess the name of the girl. Moonchild Sanelli. Moonchild Sanelli is in it. She posted on Instagram saying, oh wow, the studio session was lit. She says even though she was in there for 5 minutes, it was absolutely lit. Something tells me this is going to be a banger.
Wow. Oh, let me tell you, Moonchild is, I love her style. I love it. It's only she can do that though.
Yeah, only she can do what she does, which is the special thing about it. So this gem is apparently set to come out in winter. So we've got a winter warmer coming up. To be on the lookout for.
We're available.
Which is perfect, and you want that, and especially in the Northern Hemisphere, that is summer. That's a summer hit waiting that, of course, will carry right through till our summer. So it's going to be bangers.
I love these international collaborations. It's wonderful. Talking about moving internationally, last week, while Valentine's Day, or rather the day after Valentine's Day, Khloe Kardashian posted something on Instagram where she said something to the effect of, you know, God sometimes has to break your heart in order to save your soul. And I thought to myself, what is going on? What is she saying? We then had reports early this week that she had officially broken up with Tristan Thompson, who is the father of her 10-month-old baby girl named True. However, new reports is that on Sunday, there was a house party somewhere, and Tristan Thompson had asked everybody to collect their cell phones. So they all had to put their cell phones in a place so that no one can take pictures. However, there were writers from a particular tabloid website who were at a party that saw Tristan Thompson and Kylie Jenner's best friend, Jordan Woods, canoodling, being lovey-dovey, basically all into one another. And now it is alleged that he's been cheating with Kylie Jenner's best friend and basically family of the Kardashians, and also related to the Smith family, Will Smith's family, Jordan Woods as well. Naturally, everybody on the Kardashian front has written off Jordan. She's basically experienced a whole ton of backlash. What breaks my heart is once again, no one's going, hold up.
Tristan.
Jordan's a child, basically. She's 21 years old. Or
what about Tristan?
What about Tristan? He was just reported sometime last week to be seen at a bar with women canoodling again. And now
so he gets away with
what to do. Again, no one's putting the emphasis on Tristan Thompson. It's just Jordan Woods. How could she? She's a best friend. Yes, I get that. But somebody needs to kick this man to the curb for once and for all. I'm so over it now.
Oh man, she's getting so much backlash, and I wish that some of it would definitely go.
I need a break. I'm gonna go get ready for the news. This Tristan Thompson, he gets me mad.
Sorry, man. Okay, well,
I hear what Leanne is saying.
Okay, so we've also got some
our quote of
positivity that you're gonna spread.
We want to make sure your morning starts off on the perfect note. And I mean, J.K. Rowling, I mean, she is an incredible author. She is the mastermind behind the Harry Potter series. And her quote, in fact, is the one we're taking today. I mean, as you know, her journey, she had Before she broke onto the scene, releasing her first Harry Potter book, she was rejected by publisher after publisher until eventually someone gave her that opportunity. So our quote is from her today, and she says, "It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends."
Oh, wow.
I'll give it to you again. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. That is our words of encouragement for you this morning.
And I think it speaks to the fact that there have been many times in all of our lives where our friends may have influenced us to do things that we didn't really want to do. We spend so much energy when we think about our enemies, where we could take the same amount of energy if we didn't like what our friends were trying to make us do, just stand up to them as well. That is powerful and something to think about and something to definitely exercise and practice in our lives.
That's right. Well, it's time for us to get the morning underway. We've got your news headlines. We'll dive into some sport as well as take a full look at what to expect in your temperatures. That and a whole lot more coming up.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
And this is the beginning of your Feel Good Breakfast Show officially. I hope that you're doing well. It's time for us to get you caught up on what's happening all around the world. In the national news this morning, delivering his maiden budget speech yesterday, Finance Minister Tito Mboweni said state-owned companies pose very serious risks to the fiscal framework. He said requests for funding were received from Eskom, the SAA, the SABC and Denel. Still with the budget speech, Minister Mboweni also cautioned that the public wage bill is unsustainable, citing that retrenchments in the public sector may be imminent. Talks will be opened with employees to take early retirement. On the international front, Zimbabwe's central bank has said that it will no longer peg the bond note to the US dollar. The country does not have an official currency and has been using the US dollar and other foreign currencies since 2009. Russia's parliament has voted to ban soldiers from using smartphones while on duty after their social media use raised issues of national security. And then finally, do you often have moments where a word is at the tip of your tongue, but you can't seem to remember it? Well, Chris Smith, medical consultant specializing in clinical microbiology and virology at Cambridge University, says there is no need to worry. He explains how the process of speech is incredibly demanding. Your brain has to work exceedingly fast to interpret information, plan what to say next, select all the right words, and then execute the right movements of lungs, throat, vocal cords, face, mouth, tongue in order to make the right sounds. It's called tip of the tongue syndrome. What was I going to say again? Oh yeah, it was right there at the tip of my tongue. Well, time for us to find out what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham with all those details.
Well, it's got me so excited. It really has been on the tip of my tongue for the last 24 hours. The first leg of the Champions League round of 16 wrapped up last night in Germany at Schalke after Aguero opened for them, then conceding 2 penalties and a red card for Otamendi. A 10-man Manchester City fought back from 2-1 down to seal a 3-2 win with a brilliant Leroy Sané free kick and Raheem Sterling goal in the 90th minute. Locally, SuperSport United climbed up to 4th spot in the PSL table last night with a 1-0 win over Orlando Pirates. After Clayton Daniels broke the deadlock in the 65th minute, the Buccaneers were given a lifeline through a penalty, but goalkeeper Ronwen Williams produced the heroics to deny Bucks captain Happy Jele. So Wits still hold that 2-point lead at the summit of the table ahead of their match against Sundowns on Saturday. And then finally on to cricket, South Africa will need to bounce back in the second test against Sri Lanka, starting at St George's Park today after Kusal Pereira's Herculean efforts in the first test. Needing to shore up their batting attack, and with Vernon Philander ruled out with a hamstring tear, uncapped all-rounder Vian Mulder could be the obvious replacement. And of course, Kagiso Rabada will be returning to the ground where he took 11 wickets against Australia, so should be exciting stuff. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Graham, well, let's take a look at what to expect in your temperatures today. And before we do so, we have a beautiful sunrise photo we'd love to share with you. This one's from Margate and was sent to us by Marinda Hugo, who is, today you can expect, Marinda, some cloudy conditions, a couple of thunderstorms in the evening, and a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. Well, while the seagulls are going crazy here in Sea Point, let's look at those temperatures. Starting off in Polokwane, a low of 18 with a high of 31. Mbombela 20 with a high of 29. Pretoria 17, 32. Johannesburg 15, reaching a high of 31. Mahikeng 19, 34. Klerksdorp 19, 34. Kimberley 19 with a high of 36. Bloemfontein 16, 33. Richards Bay 21 with a high of 28. Pietermaritzburg 17, 27. Durban 22 with a high of 28. Mthatha 17, 24. East London 19 with a high of 24. Some partly cloudy conditions in Cradock 14, reaching a high of 30. Port Elizabeth 18, 24. It's partly cloudy in George today with a high of 24. Sutherland 12, 27. Cape Town 18, 25. Worcester 15, reaching a high of 31 for today. Springbok 14, 34. And Uppington a low of 24 with a high of 39 degrees Celsius. Well, if you would like to be like Marinda and share a beautiful sunrise photo with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
What do I want to say? I want to say spectacular weather across the country. It's beautiful. Yes, now that we've got those official duties underway, we're going to take a quick break right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. After the break, you're going to meet a stunning performer, singer-songwriter. Her name is Refentse Solo. She is so talented. I can't wait for you to see her perform.
Absolutely, and I can't wait for you to see what we're going to make in the kitchen. I am a huge fan of dates, and today we're making coconut date balls.
Ooh,
All that more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back. Time to take a look at what's making your global news. Sorry.
3, 2.
Let's take a look at your global news here on the Africa Channel. Egypt hanged 9 men yesterday for the 2015 assassination of the Prosecutor General, bringing to 15 the number of executions it's carried out in February. Hisham Barakat was killed in June 2015 when a car bomb struck his convoy in Cairo following jihadist calls for attacks on the judiciary to avenge a crackdown on Islamists. The 9 men hanged yesterday were amongst 28 people sentenced to death in 2017 for involvement in Barakat's murder. The hangings came despite the 11th hour plea by human rights group Amnesty International for a stay of execution. Zimbabwe could run out of bread in a week after flour stocks have dwindled due to the country's failure to pay for imported wheat, according to a confidential letter written to bakers by the country's grain millers group. Zimbabwe is in the grip of a severe shortage of US dollars that has sapped supplies of fuel and drugs as President Emmerson Mnangagwa struggles to live up to the pre-election promises to quickly revive the troubled economy. Zimbabwe imports wheat, which it blends with its local crop to make flour for bread. Still in Zimbabwe, the central bank has said that it will no longer peg the bond note to the US dollar. The country does not have an official currency and has been using the US dollar and other foreign currencies since 2009, when it ditched the Zimbabwe dollar after hyperinflation destroyed its value. It introduced bond notes in 2016 to make up for a shortage of dollar cash. Originally, each bond dollar was worth $1, but now Zimbabweans will be able to trade the bond notes at a market-determined rate. Well, that was your global news right here on the Africa Channel.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is Expresso, and time for us to connect with you on social media. Yesterday, Minister of Finance Tito Mboweni delivered the budget speech, and we want to know from you this morning, do you have a personal budget? Now, a lot of people are saying good morning, so I'm going to say good morning to all of you, especially to Kenny, who says, guys, please wish me happy birthday. I'm 33 years old. But let's get to those who are actually answering our question this morning. So we have one here from Sabelo who says, morning fam, no, I don't have a budget because I can't save money. I just spent it. Well, maybe, Sabelo, a budget might be the solution over there. Mapundi shares with us saying, good morning, Expresso team. Yes, I do have a budget. This year, I'm going to enroll in my studies. As you know, education is the key to a better life. Budget is part of my life. Without it, one will just end up in debt, and more debt, which is not easy to get out of. So, Mapundi, thank you for sharing that with us, and all the best with your studies for this year. And if you perhaps have some tips on how you budget, why don't you head on over to our social media pages. We are on Expresso's Facebook page as well as Twitter, and don't forget that hashtag Expresso Show.
Thank you, Zoe. All right, so it's time for our weekly throwback on this fine Thursday. And today we have a real gem for everyone at home. If you know anything about this show, you know that we love to stay on top of the latest fitness trends to keep you and ourselves in the loop while you get your best buddy. So let's have a look back to when Ewan, Lucian, and Tenji tried out the Prancercise. Is that right? Prancercise?
That's right.
Look at this.
Second part is your arms have to come with you, okay? So you want to get that air moving just around you. You know, she says you want to punch the air. Don't punch anyone's face, punch the air, okay? Now we're going to put those movements together. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
I'm just trying to emulate you and those.
Okay. You and prance is a little bit like, okay. But this is the real prance, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And
Punch the air
and forward. And be free.
You're
like
free with yourself.
Like a horse.
Free with
Yes.
yourself.
You want to step it up, you guys? You want to step it up? Okay.
Take it there.
Oh my, whoa. Are you feeling your heart thumping a bit?
It is. Are you prancing
Are you
now?
feeling happy?
I hope you're doing this at home with us.
Okay, my word. We're going to take a quick ad break. You just keep prancing.
Oh, wow.
Totally.
Like, and G is so into Prancercise there, hey? Definitely just eating it all up.
I think Kat and Graham, at that point, were definitely ready to join the ladies of the neighborhood here in Seapoint. I can totally see that happening down Beach Road. It's beautiful.
Oh, well, if you remember any special throwbacks from the show, and there are so many, you can actually let us know. You can put that on our social media using that Expresso hashtag, as well as Throwback Thursday. There are so many gems, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know where to begin, but hey, we are in the kitchen, and this is the first recipe we're whipping up together this morning. We are making seeded cocoa date balls, and what's great about this is it's perfect for a snack.
Yep.
It eliminates, I mean, date is really great. It's packed with antioxidants. It doesn't give you that sugar crash, but it is nice and sweet, so it will sustain you throughout the day if you want to maintain your energy levels. And of course, this is also a great treat after a workout. So it's
Fantastic,
healthy.
yeah, and it's easy access to energy. This is like nature's energy bar here, and I like the fact that it's kind of pocket-sized, so you can pack this. You can have as many as you like. Don't overdo it, but we are jam-packing them with so much protein and some of our superfoods in there, but of course the core ingredient here is our beautiful naturally sugary date, which we've shorn up. The keyword, if you want to make this along with us now, is SMS the keyword snack to 33728. Okay, so it is going to help to have a food processor for this one. I'm going to take you through all of the various ingredients. Let me use this guy for first.
So you're adding the dates to the food processor first.
Yeah, and this they are very sticky and icky, but they are awesome and delicious. And then what I'll dig here is normally you'd find oats flat rolled, but we've got this steel cut oats, so it's slightly chunkier. I dig that. And all of these things are quite porous when you leave them, so they're going to absorb any moisture and they're going to start to swell, which is quite nice. And we've got our pumpkin seeds.
There we go. Oh, I'm
beautiful.
just going through a seed phase at the moment. I love pumpkin seeds. I love sunflower seeds that you're adding right
We
now.
heard, man.
There we
and
go.
they're all beautiful sources of natural protein as well. Chia seeds, and these really do swell. If you're going to make yourself a nice kind of breakfast bowls, Swiss oats, something like that. These are a great addition because they will absorb whatever moisture you put in there and swell up beautifully. Then we've got some almond flour here as well, just to give it a bit of body and extra nuttiness, purely for flavor as well. That almond flavor really does complement the other ingredients that are going in there. And then last but certainly not least, we've got some peanut butter. You get great variants of peanut butter at the moment. You can get those that are slightly lower in salt, and this is a sugar-free version as well, but you can kind of sweeten it up if you need to.
There we go.
And we're going to toss that guy in there as well.
And then you just blend it all together.
And then you're just going to blend it all together until it kind of just
gives you consistency to roll it into a ball. So while you're busy putting the food processor together and get it on, our keyword for you this morning is snack. If you'd like to have the recipe sent to your phone.
Sorry, what?
It's snack to 33728. There we go. And the key is... Oh, there we go.
Those are the dates getting in on the action.
I know.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to use this bowl right there.
There we go. I'll clear this for you. There we go.
See, that
so you want to roll
good consistency.
because we didn't add any liquids to it, but it will get its moisture from the dates.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of moisture in the date components as well, and you can see that. Look at it, it's quite sticky and sticky. I'm going to just
do want that sticky consistency.
And it looks sweet. Some of the nuts have stayed in their whole form as well, which is perfectly fine. And you can make it as fine as you need to, but this will give us enough to work with now. And then I'm going to ask you to roll it into beautiful little balls.
So I'm just going to take a little chunk.
Yeah, just take a small
little chunk.
Kind of just to fit in the palm of your hand. Rolls really easily, and then you're going to dust it with a little bit of cocoa, just to add a little bit of chocolatey goodness.
There we go.
It looks amazing. This is where you can get creative. You can start adding other kind of coverings, but this nice dusting of cocoa. Look at that!
Looks like the ones the chef made.
Amazing.
I'll do more.
This is a winner here. And guys, really, this is a guilt-free way that you can add a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of sugar to your day, but it's great, healthy energy as well. So pack yourself a little lunchbox of these. If you feel those energy levels dropping, just pop a date ball in the mouth. The key word, again, is snack to 33728. You are a pro.
This is a cool recipe.
This is really, really awesome. So cook along with us. Let us know. Show us your variations if you want to get a little bit creative with these this morning. But hopefully this has got you on your way to refuel throughout a busy Thursday.
Alrighty, we're going to take another break, right? After the two snacks in the kitchen have made the snacks. It's time for us to take a break.
Exactly.
You got something to say?
I do have something to say. I thought you were going to say first, but we're heading to some really inspirational things this Thursday. Papa G, you'll remember him from his fame. He is going to be inspiring the youth through theatre.
Ah, Papa G, man. Also, still staying on inspiration. She's an inspiring young artist. Her name is Refentse Solo. She's our singer this morning on the show, and she's going to be giving us some beautiful neo soul sounds coming through after the break.
Absolutely.
We look amazing and mustard.
SABC3's Katlego Maboy has been nominated for a South African Film and TV Award, amongst the greatest in the Best TV Presenter category for Tropical Island of Treasure, Maldives. He set the challenges for the celebrity contestants, brought us riveting and captivating TV amongst the backdrop of the bluest waters in the Maldives. Support Katlego with voting for him as the Best TV Presenter for 2019. SMS K to 33665. SMSs are unlimited, so show your smooth support for Katlego. SMS K to 33665 now.
Oh, it's a your true colors, let them show. Their preparation for this life you see. That's why I am so grateful for those surrounding me. They teach me love. They teach me love. Thank you for all the times we share. Thank you for taking special care. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for every single prayer. Times we share, for taking special care, for always being there. prayer. For every single prayer, it's about losing control, being a part of a home. It's about losing your mind, flying so high, touching your soul, just letting go. Just letting go. Where do we go? It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show. And what is the show without some beautiful music? Now, during the ad break, Refentse Solo is just doing a little bit of a warm-up, a sound check. And of course, we are looking forward to hearing her performance coming up a little bit later. But also time for us to get to know the songstress a little bit better. And I mean, you have such a beautiful, and I'm going to call it an angelic voice. It is unbelievable. And this princess has just brought you some coffee.
Thank you very much.
And I know you've recently just released your debut EP called Genesis. You mentioned to Graham also that it's your, you know, reconnecting with the rebirth of your music.
For sure.
But you also recently released a music video of your EP. So tell me, what was that all about?
So I have been into music for a really long time, and I'm a student as well. I'm studying at UCT. So for the first couple of years of my degree, I was kind of trying to figure out how I could slot in my passion in the time of, you know, me studying and all sorts. So what I decided to do was get together with a couple of friends, anyone who was keen really to share any kind of production or just music generation, really. We spent a lot of time together, and that's where Genesis came out of. Everyone who produced on there has shown a lot of love as somebody who people I've either connected with over the internet or in person, but they're all friends to me.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. That's the Genesis, and the reason I called it a Genesis is really just to remind myself that, you know, I'm allowed to start again as many times as I want to, and to rebrand myself as many ways as I'd like to. And yeah, I'm enjoying this journey so far.
Well, it's an incredible journey, and you have a very powerful message with it. I know you're busy getting hot.
I know,
I'll be your fangirl. Okay, I'll be your fangirl. Now, I love that are you studying music at UCT right now?
I'm not. My studies are focused on gender studies and law, actually. Those are my
You're studying gender studies and law, and then you're so passionate about music. Are you bringing the two together through your music?
I think that every little facet of my life somewhat contributes to my music. I draw inspiration from so many different places. There are so many stories, especially in the gender studies department, that speak very dearly to me. So yeah, I think I try to incorporate my life and my studies into what I do and who I am.
Yeah, because when you said you were studying, I just assumed you were doing music. So congratulations on, you know, being able to do both and to show people you don't have to choose one or the other. You really can do it all. Maybe not all at once, but you can do it all. And congratulations, because Between 10 and 5 have nominated you as, or at least named you, one of the 5 soulful women artists to look out for in 2019. That's absolutely incredible.
I know. I was really honored when I saw it. I'm really appreciative. Also, shout out to Palisa Hassani. She's the lovely person who wrote the article. She's a brilliant Cape Town creative. So yeah, and there are lots of other really incredible women on that lineup as well. Just people who everyone should check out that article.
Yeah.
Go and support young up-and-coming artists. We really appreciate it. Platforms like this are so necessary for us. So I'm appreciative. I'm so thankful to be here.
Well, we are so happy that you are here today, and of course we will be getting more from Refentse Solo as she performs throughout your morning. We'll get to know her a little bit better after each performance, so don't go anywhere on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Now, we all know that the performing arts is a powerful form of expression for so many people around the world. And it's also a great way for you to communicate a story or a message through performing arts.
Absolutely. And one man who knows and understands this very well is Darren Michaels. We all know him from having a rich career playing one of the most loved characters on SABC soapies, Papa G from Isidingo. And this time around, he's out there spreading all this goodness and really inspiring and impacting his community of Soweto through theatre. Have a look.
Darlington Michaels is no stranger to our television screens, having played the role of Papa G on SABC3's hit soapie Isidingo for more than 2 decades. But just because he's not on our screens anymore doesn't mean he's not keeping busy. In fact, he's been very busy inspiring the youth and developing them through his community theatre project.
Formed in Soweto in 1988, the Melisizwe Community Theatre is a multi-award-winning non-profit organisation formed by the TV icon Darlington Michaels, who strives to motivate and inspire the youth to live better lives in their communities.
Darlington, how are you doing?
All right, and how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
But Darlington, you played one of the most iconic characters on South African television, Papa G. I mean, just how you dress now reminds me of him. How has life been like after Isidingo?
Life after Isidingo has become a little bit difficult. I was unfortunate. I was hit by stroke. I do things now concentrating on one other thing that I love, which is stage acting. I am writing plays and directing them. As it is, I have a play that is going on.
Let's talk about Melisizwe Community Theatre, which has been part of your life for a very long time. What inspired it and what is it all about?
I started Melisizwe in 1988, and it was because of being an actor, you know, moving around, you see what is happening around the townships. I found that our youth is roaming around the streets doing nothing. So that was my test show. Being an actor, it really makes me feel proud to see myself being engaged with the community around, you know, especially the kids, keeping them away from the streets, keeping them away from doing, you know, unnecessary things.
Who's to Blame is the name of Darlington Michaels' latest theatre production, focusing around 11 actors who share their life stories through the play. Darlington also hopes to have his production visit multiple schools across South Africa.
You are busy producing a play called Who's to Blame. What is it all about, and what are you hoping the youth take away from this production?
Who's to Blame is about moral degeneration of the youth, especially the kids at schools. So I wrote a play trying to show out what wrongs they do. Really, it says to me, give a word, lecture these children. They should be aware of the wrongs that they are doing.
Melisizwe has been around for many years, 3 decades to be exact. What are your future plans for this initiative?
Well, the future plan is we want to see this theatre company going on forever and ever. As we have started as an NPO, we want to end up as a well, you know, recognized company.
Melisizwe Community Theatre has empowered the youth because most of the youth we have here, we took from the schools which we used to perform for. You know, working with Mr. Darlington Michaels, at first it was exciting, but then when you start working with him, that's where everything comes out because he's very strict. Other than that, he's a cool guy and you learn a lot from him. You see, what Darlington is so important because most of the time he interacts with his students. You know, before you can understand the character well, he takes you and sits with you down and makes you understand, Uguti, what is it that you need to do to understand your character first.
And lastly, Darlington, I must ask you, can we expect to see you on our screens anytime soon?
Well, definitely, I want to, just waiting on me to recover fully. And once I do so, once I feel that I'm fully recovered, I'll start phoning and telling them, hey, guys, I am ready. Let's go on.
Awesome stuff. So how does this sound? A day of grandeur surrounded by the beauty that is Valdivia Estate in glorious Cape Town. If it sounds good, well, that is exactly what awaits the winner of the 2019 Verve Clicquot Masters Polo Competition. One of South Africa's most renowned polo days takes place on March the 2nd. And now you have the golden opportunity to attend.
That's right. And to enter this experience of a lifetime, all you have to do is click through to the Afternoon Express Facebook page and leave a comment to the competition post telling us who you would take along if you were to win, and tell us why. The competition will close this coming Monday, that's February the 25th, so make sure you enter now.
Yeah, and think very carefully about who you're going to be taking with, because the lucky winner will be treated to luxurious lounge seating, private butler service. That sounds so good. And gourmet grazing tables on the day, as well as flights for two to Cape Town, one luxury dinner and lunch and transfers during your stay. That is awesome. VIP, basically. Yes. And we will, of course, be able to experience all of that along with you as we cover the event, and Afternoon Express does as well. But you can find all of those terms and conditions on afternoonexpress.co.za.
Exciting times indeed.
Get entering.
Well, even more exciting coming up after the break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. New movies opening tomorrow. That's what we're chatting about, so stay tuned for that.
And then we've got Refentse Solo. She's giving us a performance that's coming up after the break, so don't move.
I moved.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I hope you refilled those coffee cups, because it's now time for us to talk and jump straight into the movies. Before we do that chat with JP Sebastian, let's take a look at the current box office top 5.
Green Book looks like Oscar gold, but was it bucks at the box office? Aquaman finally takes a dive to 5 after over 2 months charting, landing 5th richest of 2018. Holding steady between the sea creatures, cyborgs and dragons little, Matwetwe is still 4th. SA still getting our giggles and fellies over a true story. The Upside falls 3rd. Imagine Avatar was just practice for another movie a director ached to make 2 decades. Alita Battle Angel is 2nd. A trilogy and 3 weeks on top, you'd think you'd finally know how to train your dragon by now. The Hidden Worlds first.
That was our box office top 5. Great to see a local film in there, but you were just telling me something very interesting about Aquaman.
Yes.
Statistically.
Goodness gracious, how did a movie like that? I mean, even the studio is totally surprised and impressed. I think now 20th for highest earning movie of all time. Oh. For Warner Brothers itself, 5th highest, and for DC, that comic universe, it's going to blow everything else out of the water. Wink. I'm an idiot.
Well, that's cool. The secret is Jason Momoa without his shirt on.
Maybe. Also, the director is Chinese, James Wan, and China brought in a lot of money for it. But I mean, he's a great director. I'm not saying, oh, just because of your nationality. Anyway, but maybe Jason Momoa too. Yeah, maybe the 8 reasons ladies can think of.
Who knows? They've got a winning recipe there, indeed. But there's new movies releasing this week in the box office. And the first one is The Princess and the Dragon.
If you have toddlers, and maybe if that toddler has blackmail on you.
You are not a fan of this.
No, shame. I haven't seen it, but I can tell you that at the outset. Man, Toy Story was made in 1995. I don't think I need to go further with that. The animation is really torrid on
this one.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a movie it's a story that kids have seen before.
But kids would like it. It's got that whole little Frozen feel to it.
And it's got moving colors and shapes. Like, seriously, I don't know, maybe just buy one of those mobiles for your baby or something. But shame. If you do want to expose your baby and your little one to movies, maybe this ain't a bad way to start. But probably if your little one is asking about the Dragon movie, you need to look, because there's also How to Train Your Dragon, which looks exceptional. I think our cameraman, Pete, Steve, he loved the movie, so hey, it's a camera guy recommending it.
Okay.
But this one...
The Princess and the Dragon is releasing this weekend. Like we said, JP Sebastian doesn't have any children, but if you want to take the little ones along, that's a great movie to go see with the family. He's rolling his eyes at me, but let's move on to the next one, 8th Grade, because this is the movie, JP, when you reviewed it earlier this week, you gave it 10 out of 10 in terms of popcorn.
Yeah, and maybe I'm not totally insane. It's been doing very well on the awards circuit in season. It's not actually at the Oscars, which is a shame. Bo Burnham, the director, has mostly been getting Best Original Screenplay for this movie.
Is it not at the Oscars because it missed the cutoff, or was it?
No, it was in time. It's a good question. Most people don't know that there's like a deadline. No, it's just, it's too tiny, I'd say.
Okay.
You know, sometimes they're going for the big ones. Like, The Favorite is not going to be making Aquaman money, but it's going to overshadow this. However, just quickly about this movie, teenagers, please go watch it. It's the studio A24. They made Moonlight. They made Lady Bird. These are 2 of the best coming-of-age movies of all time, and this one is for, you know, if you're 13 and you just want your parents to understand you and you feel like they're on a different planet, and shame, they feel like you're on a different planet too. Maybe go take your mom to see it. It's really just a beautiful tale about the mania of being that age, and that it's not to be invalidated. You're not stupid for feeling that way.
It's real, and you're not the only one.
Yeah, please, be kinder to each other. I keep stressing. This movie's going to teach you that.
Definitely a great movie to get that conversation started. If you feel like you're not on the same page at home. There we go.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at me.
At home. No, it's just in general, like
I can take a hint, I'm sorry.
In general. Okay. Movies with JP Sebastian, we are not going anywhere. You are reviewing the movie What Men Want. Yes, we all want to know what men want, and that movie is being reviewed a little bit later by JP Sebastian.
I take direction. I don't have a say. I don't know what I want.
Now, at Expresso, you know that we love Cape Town. It truly is such a unique destination in South Africa. And did you know that the V&A waterfront is the most visited destination in South Africa? How amazing is that?
I shop there. Often, I
There might
contribute
as
to
well
that.
give me timeshare. That's how much I'm there.
No, I do, man. You can get some shopping in. You can do a little bit of lunching on the oceanfront, one of the most spectacular views of Table Mountain as well.
Wow.
You can see right through into the city. So much to offer in terms of fashion, high fashion. I think it's worth noting as well. Some really high-end stores there and more accessible. You've got outdoor activities as well. What would a weekend be without a fun walk along the promenade, which also starts right there? It is beautiful. So this is great. This is where we live, actually. This is why we're so excited about this.
We love it. Now, if you are looking for a luxurious mid-year escape, because we all need it, to the Mother City, then I have some really great news for you. Are you ready? Cool.
Okay.
So Mango is offering some exclusive travel packages, including a 2-night stay at the gorgeous and incomparable 12 Apostles Hotel and
really
Spa
is awesome.
from only 5,380 Rand
2 nights.
per person. Blown, mind
honestly,
blown. Flight, accommodation, Mother City.
Guys, if you're looking for romance, it doesn't get much more romantic than that. The setting of the 12 Apostles, there's nothing else around it. They're the only little kind of outcropping. It is unbelievable. That is actually a mind-blowing price. So the amazing deals valid from the 1st of May, because I've been there out of season, okay?
Yeah.
So I know, all right? I know that it's a really, really, really good price. But it runs up until the 31st of July. So get on it now to purchase this luxury, and you really can get away to flymangotravel.com. That's flymangotravel.com. And remember that all of those terms and conditions do apply, but you better get on it quickly, because those rooms are going to go. They're going to go.
Oh, the feel good doesn't stop right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this beautiful Thursday. It is Expresso on SABC 3. We're taking a break though. After the break, Refentse Solo is going to be performing lots and lots of awesome vocals, and I'm hitting those shoulders really hard, but it's going to be lots of fun. And then also engineers have been working really hard testing all sorts of things out in space. You get to find out about that. Refentse, people are on standby to hear you perform. Here's a message that came through from Nazarene Koikai, who's tuning in on YouTube from Kenya. She says, I cannot wait to see Refente's performance. So that is going to have to be a great performance, and I know it's going to be. Stick around.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. Welcome back. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up with us on this beautiful Thursday morning. Lots on the go still. Shortly, we're going to be wishing you a happy birthday. If you have sent in those birthday wishes, be on the lookout because you might just see your face on the TV. Right now, the news.
Thank you so much, Tabiso. Delivering his maiden budget speech yesterday, Finance Minister Tito Mboweni said state-owned companies pose very serious risks to the fiscal framework. Mboweni said requests for funding were received from Eskom, the SAA, the SABC and Denel. He said as far from government bailouts will go with tough conditions, including being monitored on how the money was being used. Meanwhile, ratings agency Moody says the budget unveiled South Africa's limited fiscal flexibility in a challenging economic environment. Moody's is due to announce a ratings decision at the end of March. Still with the budget speech, Minister Mboweni also cautioned that the public wage bill is unsustainable, citing that retrenchments in the public sector may be imminent. He and the Minister of Public Service and Administration, Ayanda Dlodlo, will come together with key interventions for government to ensure measures of reducing compensation spending. Talks will be opened with employees to take early retirement. Through this measure, government will save an estimated 4.8 billion rand in the 2019-2020, 7.5 billion rand in 2020-2021, and 8 billion rand in 2021 and 2022. Now moving further abroad, Zimbabwe's central bank has said that it will no longer peg the bond note to the US dollar. The country does not have an official currency and has been using the US dollar and other foreign currencies since 2009 when it ditched the Zimbabwe dollar after hyperinflation destroyed its value. It introduced bond notes in 2016 to make up for a shortage of dollar cash. Originally, each bond dollar was worth $1, but now Zimbabweans will be able to trade the bond notes at a market-determined rate. Russia's parliament has voted to ban soldiers from using smartphones, tablets and laptops while on duty after their social media use raised issues of national security. The bill forbids military personnel from using a phone with the ability to take pictures, record videos and access the internet. Phones with a basic calling and messaging facility could still be used. Soldier social media data has allowed open source journalism to expose secret military activity by Russian forces, sometimes even in real time. And then finally, the charity Gift of the Givers has risen to the occasion once again, this time in Makhanda, formerly Grahamstown, home to Rhodes University, where scarcity of water has been an extremely serious problem of late. It's been delivering lorry loads of fresh drinking water to tired residents over. The charity has also brought in hydrologist Dr. Gideon Groenewald and was overjoyed to announce soon afterwards that on his first attempt, he found pure drinking water underground at 145 meters in Makhanda. The charity believes this strike could produce 20,000 litres per day, and to crown it all, Dr. Groenewald says it's a very conservative estimate. Very good news indeed for all of the kind people in the Eastern Cape. Well, time for another look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
The first leg of the UEFA Champions League round of 16 wrapped up last night in Germany at Schalke. After Sergio Aguero opened their account, Manchester City found themselves fighting back from a 2-1 deficit, courtesy of two controversial penalties converted by Nabil Bentaleb. Schalke old boy Leroy Sané then drew level with a superb, in fact one of the best you'll ever see, free kicks, and Raheem Sterling clinched it in the 90th minute before the 10-man Premier League champions. It was after Otamendi was sent off. Then in Madrid, Atletico also sealed their 2-0 win over Juventus late in the game through Jimenez and Godin. Locally in football, SuperSport United continued their climb in the PSL last night with a 1-0 victory over Soweto Giants Orlando Pirates. After threatening on the counter, they finally broke the deadlock in the 65th minute through Clayton Daniels. The Buccaneers were given a lifeline with 15 minutes still on the clock with a penalty. Captain Happy Jela stepped up to take it, and United goalkeeper Ronwen Williams made the save from 12 yards out to see United now jump up to 4th spot on the table. But still holding that slender 2-point lead at the summit ahead of their big one, a match against Sundowns on Saturday. And finally onto cricket, South Africa will need to bounce back in the second test against against Sri Lanka, starting at St. George's Park today. That was after a new national hero, Kusal Pereira's Herculean effort won it for the visitors in Durban. Now, with a largely unheralded bowling attack rising to rookie captain Dimuth Karunaratne's challenge, Proteas will want to shore up their batting attack. And with Vernon Philander ruled out with a hamstring tear, uncapped all-rounder Vian Mulder would be the obvious like-for-like replacement. And again, he has an average of 43 with the bat and 23 with the ball. And of course, it's worth noting Kagiso Rabadu, who had a pretty poor first test, will be returning to the ground where he took 11 wickets against Australia. Should be an exciting encounter. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Thank you, G. Let's take a look at your traffic this morning. We start off in Gauteng, in Fairland. On the N1 northbound, there is a stationary vehicle after Bayers Nordia Drive. It's currently obstructing a lane. Please approach with caution. In KwaZulu-Natal, Durban South, there has been an accident on the N2 northbound before Higginson Highway. The right lane is currently blocked and causing delays, so please be patient on the roads. Off to the trains, there is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes on the Cape Flats line. This is due to defective points at Hazendal, sets out of service and speed restrictions. Your next report will be at 7:30.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, time for us to take a look at another beautiful sunrise photo that we received. Alvain, thank you for your picture. We received this fantastic sunrise picture from Brighton Beach in Durban. Today, Alvain, you can expect partly cloudy conditions with a southerly wind traveling of about 18 kilometers an hour with a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. Well, let's look at the rest of the temperatures for this morning. In Polokwane, a low of 18 with a high of 31 can be expected. Mbombela 20 with a high of 29. Pretoria 17:32. Johannesburg 15:31. Mahikeng 19 with a high of 34. Claresthorpe 19:34. Kimberley 19:36. Bloemfontein 16 with a high of 33. Some rain is expected in Richards Bay today with a high of 28. If you're in Pietermaritzburg, 17 with a high of 27 can be expected. Durban 22 with a high of 28. Mthatha 17 with a high of 24. East London 19:24. Partly cloudy conditions in Cradock today with a high of 30. Port Elizabeth 18 reaching a high of 24. George 16:24. Sutherland 12 with a high of 27. Cape Town 18 reaching a high of 25. Worcester 15 with a max of 31. Springbok 14 reaching a high of 34, and Uppington 24 degrees Celsius with a high of 39 degrees. Well, if you would like to be like Alvain and share a beautiful sunrise photo, you can do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But as we welcome the 21st of Feb, let's take a look at who's celebrating their birthday.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Ah, yeah, follow that sound all the way to the person you love the most if it's their birthday, because we are celebrating birthdays right now.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So it is that time of the day where we spend a few moments just celebrating and enjoying a happy birthday, whether it's ours, yours, anyone. So let's take a look at some of the celebrities, one in particular, in honor of winter returning. Yes, it is coming, thank the Lord. But we all know and love her as Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones, of course. Sophie Turner. I just found out that she's engaged to Joe Jonas.
Yes,
Really?
yes, they are engaged. I know, like, I think that towards the end of last year.
So she is only 22 years old, but we kind of
I love that scene with Lord Baelish where she says, "I'm a slow learner, but I do learn. Thank you for teaching me." I was like, yes,
She's my life story. That's like my life story. But she's awesome and a very talented actress.
And she's
so happy
beautiful
birthday.
as
it's
well.
gorgeous.
Okay, well, let's head on to our viewers. Some of you are
The real
who sent
celebrities.
through the real stars of the show. First up is Tuli Mtombeni. Tuli is turning 31 today. Happy birthday, Matulzana.
Yes, girl.
Also, Lutando is turning 6 today. Your aunt Ntokozo and family is wishing you a very happy birthday.
Nuni's though. Oh,
Sweet.
look at that. Look, that she can
The
get
hairstyle.
anything.
I'm here for the hairstyle.
Also, Greg and baby Alexis would like to wish Christine a very happy birthday. today saying thank you for being such an awesome wife and mother. Happy birthday, Christine.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yes.
Then Saeed is turning 14 today. Happy birthday, brother. You're officially a teenager. Happy birthday. May you have many, many more joyous occasions like this. Well done, bro.
We've also got Malcolm. Malcolm is turning the big 50 today.
Yay.
Happy birthday to the coolest dad and husband. This is from Leonara, Tatum, and Aliyah. Happy birthday, Malcolm Dorkin.
Happy birthday, Malcolm. Mia Nicole Finn is turning a whole 5 years old today, you guys.
It's a big one.
And happy
All grown
birthday,
up.
Mia. May you have many, many more. Looking so cute there with the school bag on and the uniform.
Oh man, let's raise the cuteness stakes even more and introduce little Michael, who is celebrating. I'm guessing this is not Michael. It's a very first birthday, so happy birthday, Michael, wherever you are. Maybe we don't have a picture of Michael. I don't know. Or he's a big one-year-old. He's really grown up, man. He's aged so much, dude. Life is hard.
Yeah.
I know. It's the curious
so
thing of Michael's age.
I'm guessing he looks about 10 years old. He's a young man.
Lovely.
Young man.
Happy birthday, Michael. And then we have to say a big happy birthday to Juan.
Joanne, beautiful Joanne.
That's gorgeous,
on the
man.
21st of February, it is your birthday, and you look gorgeous. Happy birthday, Joanne.
The little hand painted little thing going on there. Very nice.
Cute, man.
Do we have any more birthdays to squeeze in today? Well,
Cake is what we're
gonna squeeze in a whole lot more later, but in the interim, Tabiso demands cake every morning, so we're going to bring you some cake, some cheesecake. Just go for it, buddy. Just talk about it. We're playing. He really does not demand cake, but if you'd like us to celebrate with you, send us a beautiful picture and dedication to birthdays at cordova.tv.
Such a small bite. Have a bigger one.
I will.
Birthdays to a fantastic performance that I've been waiting for, Refentse Solo on your Feel Good Breakfast show. She's also here with Bantu, the consciousness, who is on the guitar today. And of course, they are performing this morning for you her debut solo, Genesis, and it's a bit of a mashup with How Do You Feel from TK. So ladies and gents, I'm going to tell you to take it away.
Sky estresa. The world is bigger than we know. It's a fella. Your true colors, let them show. There is no preparation for this life, you see. That's why I'm so grateful for those surrounding me. They teach me love. They teach me love. Thank you for all the times we shared. Thank you for taking special care. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for every single breath. Oh, for every single prayer. It's about losing control, being a part of a whole. It's about losing your mind, flying so high, touching your soul, just letting go. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, I love that sound. You know why? Because it's taking us beyond the final frontier. For a rather disturbing discussion this morning. No, it's actually really exciting. We are talking about space debris and one of the possible solutions for it. We know that the consequences of us not being able to get a handle on the amount of debris that is now floating around our planet could be dire, disastrous even. So we're going to take a look at a new piece of tech that is being tested to sum that up, and then we're going to talk about a particular syndrome, Kessler's syndrome, that you can start researching now so you can seem far more intelligent than me as I welcome Spaceman Dan, Dr. Kanema. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Dr. Dan, as we are liking calling you. Dan, it's always so cool to connect with you because you introduce the coolest concepts to us. This isn't just a concept anymore, space harpoons. I'm thinking of a James Bond film, and I know I'm getting it wrong. How do we get to a point now that we need, first of all, a harpoon in space?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, there's a lot of space debris out there. A lot. So
more than you think.
More than you think.
More than you can envision.
So I think, I mean, the numbers are like, there are about 3,000 active satellites now orbiting the Earth. And we're tracking about 23,000 pieces of debris. So those are uncontrolled. And then once they get smaller than about 10 centimeters, they're not really possible to track, but they're still very, very dangerous. Like a fleck of paint can cause chaos.
Because things are moving at quite a rapid pace still. Anything leaving the planet?
40,000 k's an hour or something. Yeah, fast. And then, so there are about 500,000 of these sorts of smaller ones which we can't track. So there's a lot of stuff out there, and it's a problem. So that's what this this space harpoon is part of. It's a test prototype for removing debris from space. So if we watch the video here, you see they've basically got a test piece of space debris on the end of a pole, and then they harpoon it with a cable attached to try and attach it to the satellite, then they can bring it down into the Earth.
This is a bunch of oaks in space with too much time on their hands. That's what it looks like to me. It just looks like oaks having a jaw in space. And when you think about things moving at such a rapid pace, how effective, I mean, how far will this need to go before we can actually start utilizing this? Because the variables in my mind, it just seems like there are so many pieces that we're going to need to collect. You'll almost need a space shotgun or something, eh?
So I mean, so this mission actually tested a couple of different things. So the harpoon they just tested, a while ago they tested a net. So they launched a net which could sort of capture the junk and pull it down. But yeah, I mean, it's a real problem. Like the more stuff that goes up there,
especially now that we're starting to do more.
Yeah, and the Kessler syndrome that you brought up, it's a scary concept. Basically, what it means is, and there was a collision in 2009 of two really large satellites, a ton and half a ton, and it created like 10 or 20,000 pieces of debris.
Oh.
Now, when there's 3,000 satellites out there and two collide, they release a plume of 10,000 little guys, which then could hit another satellite.
I'm seeing that there's that scene in Harry Potter where they're trying to get the Horcrux and everything's just like,
yeah, that's exactly what it's
like.
That's exactly what it's like. I mean, and you're very quickly in a scenario where the entire low Earth orbit is occupied with debris, and then you can't launch anything or get anything back.
Presumably there's like I'm going to ask very quickly, a critical mass or like a point where we've gone too far. I mean, how close are we to the Kessler syndrome being? I'm nervous about leaving the planet.
We could, I mean, if something like that happened, like tomorrow, it could. I mean, if two large satellites collided, it could wipe out like all of the satellites. I mean, in reality, seriously.
You just keep, I don't care if you're messing around in space, you just keep practicing with that harpoon. You just get better and better. Dr. Dan, thank you for terrifying all of us a little bit this morning. But really exciting stuff, how far we are going and what we're going to need to do as we take this next step into the final frontier.
Physical, let's get physical. Sorry about that. But listen to this. Physical enrichment and mental enrichment are a great way to keep your fair friends' minds active, especially during mealtime. Have a look at this. Let's get physical.
Shining the spotlight on our pets this morning. Now, many studies have found that enriching an animal's environment improves their psychological and also physical well-being. Now, we have a nutritional advisor for Hills Pet Nutrition, Mareka Ackers, with us in studio to explain the best ways that we can go about making our pets' life more enriching to keep them happy and healthy for longer. The best part, it doesn't have to cost a fortune either. Mareka, thank you very much for joining us. Lovely to have you back.
It's great to be here as usual.
Yeah, and I see we have a nice little colourful spread that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about the living environment of enrichment. What does that really entail?
So we have to think a little bit broader than just toys. For example, we live in a very horizontal world.
Yeah.
Cats live in a vertical world. So you can give them more space, make the environment a bit fun, like with things that they can climb onto. And obviously it's important to provide them things that will stimulate their natural behavior would they have been wild, so to speak. So for cats and dogs, that hunting behavior, chasing, those kind of things is important to stimulate.
Now, why would you say doing that, enriching your pet's environment at home is very important? And I'm not talking only for the pets, but for you as the owner as well.
Enriching the environment from a young age creates emotionally stable pets. So generally easier to adapt to new environments. And that's important to us because the more that they're stable, the less distraction and behavior that we don't find acceptable.
Mealtime enrichment. Obviously, it's a very big part of their environment. How can we make that a bit more fun and a bit more entertaining for them?
For me, the most important thing is that there needs to be a mindset change. So we should forget about food bowls and actually provide them finding their food in a way that they would naturally do, whether it's foraging or hunting or whatever. So, and incorporate that, all of their food into those kind of activities.
Run us through what we have here. So you've got some interesting little gadgets and things.
Yes, that's the best part. The one is the cat, is for cats, but you can use it for smaller dogs and puppies as well. And they'll tend to paw and try and get the food out of there. This one you can use for cats as well, but also for dogs. And they would be moving the slider to get to the food. This one you can put tinned food on or a paste or whatever, and they'll start chewing it, and that also helps with cleaning their teeth. And flat, leaky surfaces, you can put either wet or dry. For small dogs like Italian Greyhounds, it's very nice to be able to eat off this.
That'll keep them busy.
It slows them down. This, for example, is also cute because they have to open it to get to their food. And then you get your more traditional toys and other equipment where they can roll or they try and get it out of.
I love that. I think it's awesome. And Mareka, thank you very much for just coming to talk about, how important it is to enrich our pets' lives. I think it's something that we take for granted if we get pets, we enjoy them, but we have to think a little bit further and a little bit out of the box as well.
Absolutely out of the box.
Out of the box. Well, there you have it. Simple, quick, and rather effective ways providing enrichment. It really is a low-maintenance way to keep your pet in tip-top shape while strengthening your bond with your fur friend at the same time as well. So go out there and look after your pets.
Science is at the heart of biology-based nutrition. The secret to lifelong health, it all starts with science.
Feel Good Breakfast Show. Coming up after the break, we need to talk about the national budget speech, what you need to know. Of course, we're informed as to where the country is going and where us as individuals are going. And then we're chatting about movies releasing on the weekend. JP Sebastian has all the details.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. It's been quite light and fluffy this morning on the show, so we thought we'd bring you crashing down to earth and have quite a serious chat now. We'll take the edge off, of course, Tito Mbowene's maiden budget speech. He had to step into a position that I fear very few people would have liked to have done. Putting into context where South Africa is, I think we are all feeling the pinch financially at the moment. To find out the hits, the misses, what he's given, what he's taken away, and maybe a little bit about the aloe that we saw featuring. Joining us this morning is one man who was there to take it all in, CEO of Ziridium Tax and Exchange Control Advisors, Mr. Anthony Chates. Anthony, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yesterday, I think a lot of people were like holding their breath a little bit because
I think I'm still holding my breath.
What did Minister Mboweni, what was his take on the current state of the economy in South Africa?
Hi guys. I think that it was gloomy, as we all picked up, for two reasons. Our rate of economic growth is still very slow. He mentioned it was 0.7%, and they thought that it would improve, but it hasn't. And then, of course, the money that is being taken to prop up our state-owned enterprises, so the Eskom's, SABC, SAA, and to a lesser extent, Denel, that's also draining on the fiscal resources in terms of the guarantees that are required.
Before we look at the bigger picture, because that obviously affects our industry, like many industries out there, but obviously a very necessary step forward, let's look at the individual. What has he given and what has he taken away? What can we expect?
So last year was the year of the bitter medicine. We saw personal tax rates go up, the top marginal rate from 41 to 45%. That, of course, we recall, went up from 14 to 15. So this year, he was relatively easy on our pockets. Some slight relief in terms of personal income tax at the lower end of the scale, relief from inflation because our salaries are revised in terms of the cost of living. At the top end of the scale, there was no relief at all. So there the minister's relying on the fact that inflation puts people into a higher bracket, so-called bracket creep.
Yeah.
And some 12.8 billion rand is expected to be collected in that way.
So does that translate to less of a tax impact on that higher bracket than you would have maybe expected?
Yes.
Feared?
Well, the fear was, of course, the increase in the rates themselves, and that hasn't happened. So from that point of view, it is good news.
Yeah. And then as far as the country is concerned, I think a lot of people have been concerned with regards to Eskom. What did the minister put in place to help them?
So what was announced in the SONA, the President's SONA just a week or so back, is the restructuring of Eskom into 3 separate units. And the minister announced a restructuring official who will oversee this process. And but from a point of view of the money side, I think it was acknowledged that 43 billion per year during this restructuring process will need to be spent.
Okay.
What is the way forward? Was there a silver lining, a glimmer of hope? Was there a positive underpinning in any way?
I think what the minister said was that in terms of economic growth from a macro point of view, the technical recession in the world was coming to an end. So we can see our growth rates rising in the first short-term period to 1.5%, which is a lot better than the 0.7%, and then on to 2.1% thereafter. So, and then improving revenue collections, a lot of focus was spent on the restructuring of SARS following the Nugent Commission, and that should improve tax collections.
It felt like an honest assessment, which is fantastic and what we want to hear. But I know it affects you on a whole different level. So thank you so much for exploring some of those elements with us. And all the best of luck over the next financial year, the next fiscal. Thank you so much. Hopefully next time we bring you in, we'll be able to share even more positive news. But thank you so much, Anthony.
Hopefully so.
Well, it's 7:32. Time to take a look at what's happening in your news headlines. Delivering his maiden budget speech yesterday, Finance Minister Tito Mboweni said state-owned companies pose very serious risks to the fiscal framework. He said requests for funding were received from Eskom, the SAA, the SABC and Denel. Still with the budget speech, Minister Mboweni also cautioned that the public wage bill is unsustainable, citing that retrenchments in the public sector may be imminent. Talks will be opened with employees to take early retirement. On the international front, Zimbabwe's central bank has said that it will no longer peg the bond note to the US dollar. The country does not have an official currency and has been using the US dollar and other foreign currencies since 2009. Russia's parliament has voted to ban soldiers from using smartphones while on duty after their social media use raised issues of national security. And finally, do you often find that you have moments where a word is at the tip of your tongue, but you can't seem to remember it? Well, Chris Smith, a medical consultant specializing in clinical microbiology and virology at Cambridge University, says there is no need to worry. He explains how the process of speech is incredibly demanding. Your brain has to work exceedingly fast to interpret information, plan what to say next, select all the right words, and then execute the right movements of lungs, throat, vocal cords, face, mouth, and tongue in order to make the right sound. It's called tip of the tongue syndrome, and that explains it all. So no need to feel bad if you just can't seem to get to the word. While I can't seem to get to the news, Graham is up next.
Well, last night's victory certainly would not have been on the tip of many people's tongues for Manchester City in the first leg of the Champions League round of 16, wrapping up in Germany at Schalke after Aguero opened and then they conceded 2 penalties and a red card with Otamendi being sent off. A 10-man City. They fought back from 2-1 down to seal a 3-2 win with a brilliant Leroy Sané free kick and Raheem Sterling goal in the 90th minute of the match. Incredible stuff. Then locally, SuperSport United climbed to 4th on the PSL last night with a 1-0 victory over Orlando Pirates after Clayton Daniels broke the deadlock in the 65th minute. Buccaneers were given a lifeline through a penalty, but goalkeeper Ronwen Williams produced the heroics to deny Bucks' captain Happy Jele. So let's still hold on to that 2-point lead at the summit ahead of their match against Sundowns on Saturday. Then finally, South Africa will need to bounce back in the second test against Sri Lanka, starting at St. George's Park later today. That was after Kusal Pereira's Herculean effort in the first test, needing to shore up their batting attack, and with Vernon Philander ruled out with a hamstring tear, uncapped all-rounder Vian Mulder would be the obvious replacement. Of course, Kagiso Rabada will be returning to the ground where he took 11 wickets against Australia, so plenty to look forward to. We'll expand on those headlines again on the top of the hour.
Thank you, G. Let's take a look at your traffic once more. Starting off in Gauteng in Rosettenville on the N12 westbound, there has been a multi-vehicle accident before Xavier Street, and that means 2 lanes are currently obstructed and causing heavy delays. Please do avoid the area this morning. And still in Gauteng in Bedfordview, there has been an accident on the R24 westbound after Edenvale Road. The right lane is currently blocked. Please approach it with caution. And off to the trains, there has been faulty track circuits between Belleville and Oosterreze, impacting inbound and outbound trains. Trains are being manually authorized between these stations. Please allow for an extra or extended travel time this morning. Your next report will be at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, time for us to take a look at another beautiful sunrise photo that's been shared with us. Thank you, Lesole, for your gorgeous, bold sunrise from Johannesburg. Lesole, today you can expect partly sunny conditions, pleasantly warm temperatures, and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius. If you would love to be like Lesole and send us a beautiful sunrise photo, you can do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But let's look at those temperatures. Starting off in Polokwane, 18:31, Mpumbela 20 with a high of 29, partly cloudy in Pretoria with a high of 32, Johannesburg 15 reaching a high of 31. Mahikeng 19:34, Klerksdorp 19, also a high of 34, Kimberley 19:36, Bloemfontein 16 with a high of 33. Some rain is expected in Richards Bay today with a high of 28. Pietermaritzburg 17 with a high of 27. Durban 22 reaching a high of 28. Mthatha 17, 24. East London 19 with a high of 24. Partly cloudy conditions in Cradock 14 reaching a high of 30. Port Elizabeth 18 with a high of 24. Partly cloudy conditions in George 16 with a high of 24. Sutherland 12 reaching a high of 27. Cape Town 18, 25. Worcester 15 with a high of 31. Springbok 14 reaching a high of 34, and partly cloudy conditions in Uppington, a high of 39 degrees Celsius can be expected for today. We'll have a final update for you at 8 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zoe. Now, last night was the annual budget speech gala dinner in Cape Town, and this is where the latest winners of the Nedbank and Old Mutual budget speech competition was announced. Today, we have Caleb Qoyo and Baneng Nape in studio as they tell us more about their experience and plans for the future. Baneng, Caleb, good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Quite a glittering evening last night. I'm sure it was a late night, and here you are with us in the morning, so we're so happy for that. Baneng, let's talk more about winning this competition. Congratulations to you both. How does it feel to know that you've won the competition, and what was involved? What did it entail?
Well, it feels great, firstly, because like I wasn't expecting it at all, and it just came by shock to me. And I'm so happy because like this will open opportunities for me, like both in academia and in the corporate world. And I'm just so grateful, like for God, my family, Nedbank and Old Mutual for giving us this opportunity. And yeah, well, what it involved is that you had to write an essay, like they give us a topic every year relating to a certain macroeconomic issue in South Africa. And then you write an essay, they shortlist you, like they take 10, which are the finalists, and then we come over to Cape Town. They pay for our meals, accommodation, flights, and everything. And then we go for interviews. The interviews are very like rigorous, and like the questions asked in the interview are very challenging. And then if you make it, then you become a winner. So that's how we became winners.
Congratulations! Well, hard work, but so glad that it proved fruitful and successful for you at the end. Now I know that there's a whopping 420,000 rands worth of prizes. Caleb, do you want to tell us exactly what you walk away with?
So the top 3 walk away with cash prizes. First place undergrad takes 60, second takes 40, third takes 20. Postgrad also gets a generous cash prize.
Nice.
I won't list how much they won.
But that's wonderful because it really does help you kind of set you up for the future and in the direction that you want to go as well. I mean, every little bit counts in the end. Talking about the next 10 years, Baneng, where do you see yourself going using this competition and winning it as a launch pad for further endeavors?
Well, I see myself working like in a leading research unit in South Africa because I'm all about research and I enjoy research a lot. And this competition kind of like helps us because it gives you the edge and also helps you to acquire like research skills. And we like at the end of the day, we are able to utilize those research skills like in those research units. So that's where I basically see myself. And in the public sector, I think, because like I enjoy serving the public, and I just want to see South Africa like moving forward.
I love that. That's awesome. We need more young people that want to see South Africa moving forward. It's awesome. Caleb, if there are other young people that are watching the show right now, and they've taken inspiration from your win last night and everything that you've done to get to this point, what would your advice be if they want to take part in the competition next year?
I would definitely encourage them to take part in the competition. They can go to the website. It's called National Budget Speech Competition.
Nice.
There they'll see the question for undergrad and postgrad. They've already released the 2019 question.
Nice.
And yeah, I would advise them to start writing their essays as soon as possible. Make use of resources like the virtual tutor. Those are very helpful to help you structure your essay.
I love it. And what happens? Do you take a break after this, or do you just hit the road running again?
I guess we'll hit the road running again,
Absolutely, that's what we like to hear, and that's why they're sitting here, ladies and gentlemen. Give a big hand to Baneng and Caleb, winners of the Old Mutual and Nedbank Budget Speech Competition. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, this is a truly amazing competition, providing talented young individuals with the opportunity of a lifetime. And if you would like to see if you have what it takes to win, why don't you head over to www.budgetspeechcompetition.co.za to find out out more. The competition closes on the 25th of June, 2019. We're going to take a quick break after all of this excitement. We'll be right back after this.
Join the party on Top Billing this Sunday evening as Dumelo and Celeste Matsose are the high school sweethearts building epic new restaurants. Top Model South Africa discovers the face of tomorrow, and artists Richard Mudariki and Patrick Bongoi grab the world's attention. That's Top Billing, Sunday at 5:30. Repeat Tuesday at 3:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, it's been 10 years of innovation from Samsung, from the Trailblazer Galaxy S1, which I had, yay, to the dual aperture of the S9.
Which I have.
And last night, Samsung unboxed the new Galaxy S10, which we don't have yet. But hopefully soon, just bring it out there.
Exactly that same thing, but just look at that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable new design. As you'd expect, the aesthetic is going to be game-changing. But what's inside is where the magic really happens. And I think most of us, certainly in our industry, go first to the camera. And I think that's what Kat and Ewan, who went to the launch last night to do, I'm assuming try and steal a phone for themselves. Wow. Look at that. Look at that facial. You can tell by that facial expression that they actually did get the phone. You can see he's like, oh my word,
now, Kat looks like he's ready to pass out from excitement.
So it's got brand new intuitive features, and it's difficult to think that you could actually ramp up the quality of the camera from what I've experienced on the Galaxy and the S9. Really is spectacular. But the S10 has done it, and it feels like that rate of increase is just amazing. So they got to explore some really, really cool features.
That was last night out in Joburg. Now, we can't wait to hear all about the phone and all its different features and all of that that's happening next week, Wednesday. So you need to make sure that you tune in next week, Wednesday, to find out all about it. But you also stand a chance to win yourself one S10.
We probably should have started with that.
Yeah,
we probably
stand a chance. So make sure you don't miss next week, Wednesday.
Wow.
So exciting. I always get excited when Samsung releases a new phone because having had the S9, I'm always just wondering what's next. How much better can it get?
Exactly. Having
You know what I
had,
mean?
as in past tense?
As in I have it,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah,
I'm just
of course,
wondering
of course.
how much better can it get?
Don't move on yet, buddy.
Yeah, don't move on yet.
Right
Yeah,
now,
like,
I
enjoy
you love
where
your
you are.
S9.
Yeah.
Don't move on too fast, man.
Oh, well, listen, we are talking movies with JP Sebastian this morning, and he's reviewing the movie What Men Want. Is it a long movie or a short one? Time to ask you that.
Men never tell the length, do they? What Men Want. So,
Taraji P. Henson, of course, being one of the stars in the movie.
Classic with the awkward joke. Taraji P. Henson is fantastic in everything else that we've seen, but here we're going to see in a little clip where, hey, it speaks for itself. She's able to read the minds of men, and where better to do so than during a poker game.
$2 grand. Little lady, what you doing at the big boys' table, huh?
I'm missing Real Housewives.
I smell toast. Am I having a stroke? Wait, I have toast in my pocket. Whew.
Come on, somebody say they love Shark Tank?
I'll raise you another 3. Statistically, I've got 12 outs, 2 streets to come. Pretzels are delicious.
Ooh, Yahtzee. You can't win this hand.
Too bad.
Seriously?
Oh, damn.
You better think.
She can hear and read their thoughts, but only the men's.
Does that sound useful to you at all? Is it something you'd like to have?
I don't know.
Please say no.
Oh, yeah, heard the toast.
Won't go into the reasons. So Tracy Morgan is in that too. I think this is his first movie since he had that major accident that nearly killed the guy, and he's one of my favorite people because he's a stone-cold weirdo. And as you could hear, weird as heck in What Men Want too. Everyone's been asking in the set, and I'm sure half of you are guessing at home, that this is just the remake of the one that Mel Gibson did back in the day with Helen Hunt, where, surprise, surprise, he could read women's minds.
Okay, What Woman Wants. So here, the trailer starts off where she was set to be, you know, being promoted at work, and then it went to a fellow colleague.
You find out it's a boys' club, as most business is, and so what better time to gain the skill, which she does from Erykah Badu, by the way, who is also a fantastic weirdo. She's got that weird Jeff Goldblum quality to herself, who gives her a strange tea, and then she bumps her head while she's clubbing a bit too hard, and gets something that she first thinks is a curse, and then later uses to her.
There's always a potion you ingest, and then you bump your head, and then either there's an earthquake, and then boom, you either swap bodies, or you can hear people's minds.
It's kind of lazy as a mechanic goes, but look, so you know what you're in for.
It's good entertainment.
And I think from everything that you've seen in trailers and stuff, I don't think it sets you up for what JP's going to be quick to say that it's got teeth to it, it's got edge, it's got bite. It's not all just play it safe like you'll see in some of the trailers and some of the clips and stuff like that. And Taraji P. Henson is a bit of a revelation. I had no idea that she's a comedic actor. Maybe I've been seeing the wrong things. Have you seen her before?
Well, I know she's an Empire, and I saw her in the movie, is it What Men Want?
Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man, Think Like a Man. We're reviewing the movie What Men Want.
Yeah. No,
Think Like a Man.
And that's comedy, right? Brings the chops here too. I was so surprised. Taraji P. Henson, usually dead serious, Hidden Figures, Hustle and Flow, etc., etc. Love her dearly in this. I think I've got a new crush. She's spectacular.
Okay. Well, I believe you have another clip for us prepared.
Yeah, so if I love her so much, why not, hear the lady talk for herself? Just unpacking the character for you, and since I didn't give you a good enough synopsis, here's Taraji P. Henson doing it for me.
Are you reading my mind? Because if you can hear my inner thoughts, I am super fucked.
I can hear your inner thoughts, and you are super fun. She gave me this tea.
And you drank it?
She said to.
I thought black people stopped drinking tea after Get Out.
Ali is a woman who can hold her own, so she never walks in the room intimidated. If anything, she overcompensates in confidence because that's something that she's had to do all of her life. Boxers, what do? They overcompensate. Hey, I'm gonna beat you up, and you wait until we get. So that's how she was raised. That's all she knows. So she doesn't intimidate easy. So it was never like she felt like, oh my God, I'm the only girl in here. If anything, Ali felt like she was one of the fellas with boobs. But I guess Ali is the type of woman who sees obstacles and then she goes into, how do I break them down? How do I leap over the hurdles? She never sees anything as a problem. Okay, you may present it to her as a problem, but I'll prove you wrong.
It was like you in my head. You knew everything that I wanted. Girl, I feel like I just ran half a marathon. I need some electrolytes. You want some electrolytes? No. I don't smoke or nothing after sex, but I'm gonna give me some Gatorade. You want some Gatorade?
No.
I got flavors.
You better think.
JP, the question that we want to know is what men want. How many popcorns do you give this movie?
Taraji, a natural and a hard-working comedian. You can see the whole cast itself. Also, no one is miscast, and it's so well cut. The pace, because you know exactly what you're getting. It's very neatly cut. 7 out of 10 for a comedy. That is totally throwaway. A good popcorn movie, totally worth it.
Good popcorn movie, totally worth it if you're looking for a thing, an activity to do this weekend. Why don't you, grab your partner, grab your girlfriends, grab your guy friends, go check it out. It's out in cinemas this weekend. JP Sebastian giving the movie What Men Want 7 out of 10. Not bad.
That's what I want.
Guys, we are here in the W Beauty room. I'm doing some fashion hacks, some easy to do fashion and beauty hacks. Get in here. Where y'all been?
Working.
Oh, wow. Working hard for that moolah. It's time for some easy-to-use fashion hacks. It's that time of the show again. So I'm going to give some quick tips at home for viewers to get instant style cred for very cheap and time efficient.
I love that. Cheap and time efficient.
Cha-ching.
I love those words.
I love it. Leanne Cheap Williams. Oh no! Oh no, she's shady.
on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, number 1, gold jewelry. You wear a lot of gold jewelry, don't you?
I feel like gold is my...
Because it goes with your green undertone.
My green undertone is a huge thing.
All let that go, please.
I see right through you, Mr. Nick Translucent.
It's on social media, so we can't let it go.
We're never gonna go. You ain't green, girl. You got a big heart, a red heart.
Except my skin is green. So.
Okay, listen, let me get back to the thing. But too often times with jewelry, we don't have time to go to the jeweler to get them professionally cleaned. Do you have the time? I got no time for that.
No, and nobody got time for that.
What's a natural cleaning solution available at home? Beer. Beer is a natural cleaning solution for your gold jewelry. And what's stunning about that is you can drink in one hand and soak in the other.
I was going to say, how much beer do you need? It's just like a little bit. You don't have to use like
a little bit. You don't need to
if you don't have
waste
that?
it. Then you're done. Sorry. You ain't got nothing. Okay, another one. This is for you because you love a bit of cologne, do you not?
I
This
do.
man is known for his Hugo Bossisms.
No, I do. I really do like a bit of cologne.
But how often does it happen to us that we actually get a bit giddy with the spray and we spray a bit too much? It happens, right? And then the rest of the day, everyone's like, oh my God.
Because I get really self-conscious because we're interviewing people all the time and you're really close. And
Yes.
You want to kind of smell good, but you don't want to be like,
yes. So how do you get rid of that?
I have no idea.
Makeup remover and a cotton pad.
Oh, on your clothes or on your skin?
No, on your skin. On your Leanne. Why isn't that working? No, a little bit, a tiny little bit. This to the areas affected most. Dab, 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 and the makeup remover will actually alleviate the scent.
Wow.
Which is nice. And my last top tip: we love our cotton tees. We love our tees, but too often times we buy tees and the fabric can be too stiff and uncomfortable.
Yes.
How do you get that vintage softness right away?
How?
So ask me.
Do
ask
you
me.
do it?
So
How do you
excited.
get that vintage softness in a tea straight away?
Oh, thank you. Lovely product. You soak those teas in a bath of a quart of water and half a cup of salt water. What you're doing is you're brining your clothes, much like you do with tuna.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow,
Yeah.
and chicken.
Three.
Yeah, chicken.
Oh, chicken. You can throw some of your tuna or your chicken on top of the clothes as well, and just have a stunning,
That really earthy
thing.
sea-driven smell, yeah?
Anyway, 3 days and pop it in the laundry with a bit of detergent into your washing machine. You've got that instant retro vintage softness to your clothes.
Life-changing stuff. Thank you so much, Nick Strelitz. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Those were
But what if you
hacks,
don't
man.
have beer? That's what I want to know.
Oh, you got the wine.
You got tuna.
You got that.
Clover Crush. 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover. Da 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 da. Ay, da da da. I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning with a smile on my face. Got out of bed, took a shower, and just cleaned up my place. Made me some breakfast 2 scrambled eggs, grits, grab my jacket, grab my purse, I'm off to work, beaming all the way. Is it the way you love me, baby? Is it the way you love me, baby? You love me especially different every time you keep me on my feet happily. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you. I was wondering who sang that jingle. I didn't know it was you. To be honest, you've got a beautiful harmonizing voice, man. Speaking of beautiful voices, as we get into our next stanza of birthday celebrations, it almost feels like we're wishing every viewer a happy birthday today.
We have a lot of birthdays.
You really do deserve it, and you're in very good company this morning. Refentse has been obviously killing it with some beautiful soft tones.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd feature Nina Simone this morning, one of the most iconic voices and I think influences on jazz music and music in general. Of course, it's we remember her incredibly fondly today and the influence she's had on music, on what would have been her music on her birthday today. But of course, her music lives on, and she passed away. We lost this incredible soul in 2003. So take a bit of time to remember her influence today. I love that.
We're also going to take a look at who else is celebrating their birthday today, the 21st of Feb. So our first wish is Sue Lynn. A happy 18th birthday to you. We hope your day is filled with love, and that's a special wish from your family, Sue Lynn. So happy birthday. Also then the Tennille and family, they would like to wish, Tennille rather, and the family would like to wish their Princess Kai a very happy 7th birthday for today.
Hey, happy birthday, Kai. All right, we've also got a very happy 34th birthday wish to Andrew Adonis from your wife and kids. May you be blessed beyond measure. Happy birthday, Andrew. And also, happy birthday to our beautiful Princess Tolene, who is turning 14 today. May you have many more. Happy birthday, pretty girl.
We have got some beautiful viewers.
Yeah, we do.
Guys, girls, you all look amazing. Then we're going to wish a very happy 77th birthday to our grandmother that comes from your family. This is Grandma Pushpa. I love that. Pushpa, hope you're having a blessed day today. And then another big one, happy 12th birthday to Dante. Your parents want you to know that they love you and hope that you have a great year filled with blessings. Happy birthday, Dante.
Happy birthday to you. And then next we want to wish someone a happy 5th birthday for today. Zoe, may you have a blessed day.
Oh, hello, Zoe. Love it. Happy birthday. We've also got a happy birthday wish to Willem and Rachel. They're sharing their birthday today. May you guys have a great day and many, many more. Willem and Rachel, happy birthday.
If we left you out, don't feel bad. We love you, but have a wonderful day. If you are celebrating your birthday today, as we said, you do share it with some great company. And if you want to nominate someone, even yourself, for a very special birthday dedication right here on the show, send us a pic and a nice dedication to birthdays@cordova.co.za.
.tv, rather.
.tv, my bad.
It's 8:01. Let's take a final look at what's happening in the news. Delivering his maiden budget speech yesterday, Finance Minister Tito Mboweni said state-owned companies pose very serious risks for the fiscal framework. Mboweni said requests for funding were received from Eskom, the SAA, the SABC and the NEL. He said as from now, government bailouts will go with tough conditions, including being monitored on how the money was being used. Meanwhile, ratings agency Moody's says the budget unveiled South Africa's limited fiscal flexibility in a challenging economic environment. Moody's is due to announce a ratings decision at the end of March. Still with the budget speech, Minister Mboweni also cautioned that the public wage bill is unsustainable, citing that retrenchments in the public sector may be imminent. He and the Minister of Public Service and Administration, Ayanda Dlodlo, will come together with key interventions for government to ensure measures of reducing compensation spending. Talks will be opened with employees to take early retirement. Through this measure, government will save an estimated 4.8 billion rand in 2019-2020, 7.5 billion rand in 2020 and 2021, and 8 billion rand in 2021 and 2022. On the international front, Zimbabwe's central bank has said that it will no longer peg the bond note to the US dollar. The country does not have an official currency and has been using the US dollar and other foreign currencies since 2009, when it ditched the Zimbabwe dollar after hyperinflation destroyed its value. It introduced bond notes in 2016 to make up for a shortage of dollar cash. Originally, each bond dollar was worth $1, but now Zimbabweans will be able to trade the bond notes at a market-determined rate. Russia's parliament has voted to ban soldiers from using smartphones, tablets and laptops while on duty after their social media use raised issues of national security. The bill forbids military personnel from using a phone with the ability to take pictures, record videos and access the internet. Phones with basic calling and messaging facilities can still be used. Soldiers' social media data has allowed open-source journalism to expose secret military activity by Russian forces, sometimes even in real time. And then finally, the charity Gift of the Givers has risen to the occasion once again, this time in Makhanda, formerly Grahamstown, home to Rhodes University, where scarcity of water has been an extremely serious problem of late. It's been delivering lorry loads of fresh drinking water to tired residents over. The charity has also brought in hydrologist Dr. Gideon Groenewald and was overjoyed to announce soon afterwards that on his first attempt, he found pure drinking water underground at 145 meters in Makhanda. The charity believes this strike could produce 20,000 litres per day. And to crown it all, Dr. Groenewald says it's a very conservative estimate. Very good news indeed for all of those kind folks in the Eastern Cape. Time for a final look at what's happening in the world of sport. Graham has the details.
Football dominating this week. In fact, in the first leg of the Champions League round of 16, wrapped up last night in Germany at Schalke. After Sergio Aguero had opened their account, Manchester City found themselves fighting back from a 2-1 deficit, courtesy of 2 penalties converted by Nabil Bentaleb. Schalke old boy Leroy Sané then drew level with a superb free kick, one of the best of the tournament so far, and Raheem Sterling clinched it in the 90th minute for the 10-man Premier League champions. That was after Otamendi was sent off. Well, in Madrid, Atletico also sealed their 2-0 win over Juventus late in the game through Jimenez and Godin. Then bringing it back home, SuperSport United continued their climb in the PSL last night with a 1-0 victory over Soweto Giants Orlando Pirates. After threatening on the counter for most of the match, they finally broke the deadlock in the 65th minute through Clayton Daniels. The Buccaneers did get a lifetime with 15 minutes remaining on the clock with a penalty that captain Happy Jele stepped up to take, but United goalkeeper Ronman Williams made the save from 12 yards out to see United jump up to 4th spot on the table. Wits still holding that slender 2-point lead at the summit ahead of their match against Sundowns on Saturday. And finally on to cricket, South Africa will need to bounce back in the second test against Sri Lanka, starting at St George's Park today. That was after new national hero Kusal Pereira's Herculean effort won it for the visitors in Durban in the first test. With a largely unheralded bowling attack now rising to rookie captain Dimuth Karunaratne's challenge the Proteas, they'll want to shore up their batting attack. And with Vernon Fernanda ruled out with a hamstring tear, uncapped all-rounder Leon Mulder would be the obvious like-for-like replacement, averaging 43 with the bat and 23 with the ball. It's also worth noting that Kagiso Rabadu had a poor first test, it must be said, will be returning to the ground where he took 11 wickets against Australia. Very promising indeed, and that's where we leave our sport today.
Thank you, G. Let's take a final look at your roads this morning. We start off in Pretoria, where there has been a fatal accident on the N4 highway. The entire road is currently obstructed and causing heavy congestion. Please use the N1 as an alternative route. In the Western Cape, in Tableview, on the R27, there is heavy congestion between the Big Bay Boulevard and Otto du Plessis Drive. This is due to the Armed Forces Day event happening in the area from 4 a.m. this morning. And off to the trains, the T3580 train from Wellington to Cape Town is delayed at Belleville Station. This is due to a manual authorization between Belleville and Oosterzee. And that is where we leave your traffic report for the morning.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, let's take a final look at what to expect in your temperatures today. We also received beautiful sunrise photos, so let's quickly go through them. Marinda, thank you for your sunrise from Margate. Alvain for your fantastic sunrise picture from Brighton Beach in Durban. And lastly, Lesole, thank you for sharing your bold sunrise from Johannesburg today. Now, if you have one you'd love to share with us, you can always do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But let's look at those temperatures. If you're in Polokwane today, a low of 18 with a high of 31 can be expected. Mbombela 20 with a high of 29. Pretoria 17, 32. Johannesburg 15 with a high of 31. If you're in Mahikeng, 19 with a high of 34 can be expected. Gladstone 19, 34. Kimberley 19, 36. Bloemfontein 16 with a high of 33. If you're in Richards Bay, some rain is expected with a high of 28 for today. Pietermaritzburg 17, 27. Durban 22 with a high of 28. Some thunder showers in Mthatha with a high of 24 for today. East London 19 reaching a high of 24. Cradock 14 with a high of 30. Port Elizabeth 18 reaching a high of 24. Partly cloudy conditions in George, a low of 16, a high of 24. Moving to Sutherland, your high for today is 27. Cape Town 18, 25. Worcester 15 with a high of 31. If you're in Springbok, 14 is your minimum, 34 your maximum. If you're in Uppington, 24 with a high of 39 degrees Celsius. That's what can be expected on your temperatures for today, and of course that's where we leave it. But up next we have another performance from Refentse Solo. She's been bringing us some wonderful music, and up next she has a Jill Scott medley, and this one's called The Way He Loves Me. Either my comms are dead.
Da 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 da. Woke up this morning with a smile on my face. Got out of bed, took a shower and just cleaned up my place. Made me some breakfast toast, 2 scrambled eggs, grits. Grab my jacket, grab my purse, I'm off to work, beaming all the way. Is it the way you love me, baby? da 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 da.
Blown. It's
butter.
amazing.
Like butter.
Huh? Oh, how
Beautiful.
awesome. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to be heading into the kitchen where we're making a delicious coconut lemon meringue smoothie. Wow. I don't even know what to say. It just sounds divine.
I just want to see what it looks like.
I just want to taste what it tastes like.
It's going to be amazing. And then, of course, we're going to get into our baby talks. And Kath is back. We're going to be talking about what happens after breastfeeding. If you've got any questions, of course, you can post it on our social media platforms, or you can give us a shout. So 021-430-9881. It's going to be cute, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be inspiring. And we are specifically talking to new parents as well, but all parents can tune in. We'll see you now.
But wait, can I have a coffee, please, Princess?
But wait, please.
You must never forget. Thank you, my darling.
I want a slice of cake, Princess. I want some
Enjoy
cake.
a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Enjoy milk again with No-Lac lactose-free milk from Clover. Join us on Expresso for the 21-day No-Lac challenge and feel the difference. Featuring dietitians with expert advice on the meaning of being lactose intolerant, the causes and symptoms, but best of all, the scrumptious recipes for cooking and baking with Clover No-Lac. The health-conscious, way better taste of Clover milk that lets you and your family enjoy milk again.
Enjoy dairy again with lactose-free No-Lac. Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Soak up that gorgeous little laugh just a little bit longer. We are about to get into our baby talk. And this morning, dealing with something that I think every new parent, I don't want to say struggles with, but it's a challenge that you're going to have to embrace as you move from the breastfeeding phase or the bottle phase onto weaning your child into solids. There is no uniform way of doing it. It's going to be slightly different for every baby, but of course there are ways that we can help you go through this process. And someone who helped me a huge amount was of course pediatric dietitian Kath McGaw, who you were there, and I know we use this segment as a very self-indulgent self-help guide through this process, but this is quite a difficult phase because it can get quite tricky. And if you'd like to pose any questions, give us some advice, relate your story, we'd love to hear from you. 021-430-9881. Are you struggling to move into that weaning phase? So I'm thinking of weaning. When do we move from the bottle or breastfeeding phase into weaning, and how should we go about that?
So it's normally between the age of 4 and 6 months that parents will start to get a feel that their baby needs a bit more than just milk.
And just watch you eat.
Yeah,
all the time.
they start to become very responsive to food and smells and that around them. And this is also an important, and that's how it should look when you're introducing your
food,
baby. Messy. And it's really important that within that phase you do start to introduce them to different foods, and you'll do it alongside the milk. So the milk doesn't go out the window. You continue the milk, and I normally say to parents, continue with the same amount of feeds in the beginning, same amount of volume of milk in the beginning, because in the beginning your baby's learning to eat. Food is not going to give the nutrition that milk is given at that stage. And so you don't want to put pressure on the food to give the nutrition. You just want to teach them how to eat.
You don't need to starve your baby to force them to eat. And it's important to know, because through this process, you're learning as well whether your child is full or not. And just like us, they're not always going to have the same appetite. There's no kind of uniform schedule that they can follow, but it is a great way of introducing a bit of kind of a stable process into the flow of your day, which can help a lot.
Yes.
How would you know if you're weaning too fast, if you're pushing that a little bit too fast?
Well, firstly, your baby shouldn't take away too many milk feeds. So if your baby starts dropping critical milk feeds and goes literally halves their milk intake, then you have weaned too fast. And you do get babies that just take to solid food, love it, and so you've got to just kind of slow them down a bit and moderate them. Another reason could be if you are you should never force feed solids. So that's very, very important, because food is something they've got to have a good relationship with, because it's something you do for the rest of your life. So, and remember, it's a journey. It's not, you don't get it right in one go. So it's going to take literally a lifetime.
Blanket description to all parenting, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to give them a time to actually adjust to the feeding process, and put them around food. Have them around when you eat them. Parents are so scared of that.
Mirror neurons, they learn from
absolutely.
you. Just very quickly, some of the best foods to start with?
I like to start with the foods that occur in nature and that are in season. So that is anything that you would have thought our kind of forefathers would have naturally grown on their land, and that, like veggies and fruits and things, but are seasonal. Okay, so if you want to know what's seasonal, look at the price.
Yeah, I was going to say, i.e. they match your budget.
Exactly. So anything like your gem squash, butternuts, apple, pears, peaches at the moment, we've still got those in season. So the summer's a lovely time of fruit weaning. Winter's a little bit more tricky because we don't have as much variety, but there are still a fair amount.
And let them build that relationship with healthy foods first. Don't just go for the taste. I like the fact that you brought forefathers into it. You romanticized this whole process. We're going to continue our discussion about weaning your baby into that solid phase of their journey when it comes to their nutrition. 021 430 9881 if you've got any questions.
Now, there's no question about it. Durban is truly a beautiful city, as Zoe can attest to. The energy of the people, the warm water, and the endless beaches, definitely somewhere that I love spending time relaxing and unwinding from everyday life. And Zoe, you've been there like almost every weekend for the last couple of weeks, so I think you know about that too.
Well, you know what it is? It is literally subtropical paradise, especially during the cold months of winter when the rest of South Africa is experiencing cold weather. I don't think Durban knows what winter is, because it's one of the few, and in fact, only places in South Africa where summer is year-round.
We love it. Now, if that sounds like a dream come true, a mini break that you so much need, then we've got great news for you. Mango's offering a 2-night travel package from only 5,740 Rand per person. Now, you could be enjoying the beautiful weather and exciting activities of Durban while staying at the, wait for it, the Oyster Box Hotel in the beautiful Mhlanga. The offer is valid from the 1st of May until the 31st of July 2019. So be sure to check it out at flymangotravel.com. And remember that T's and C's do apply. Zoe, you probably stay there all the time.
Would love to.
Fun times on your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC3, live and direct. But we're taking a break right now. After the break, we're making a delicious lemon meringue coconut smoothie. So yum. And then we catch up with Papa G. Because Papa G, he inspired the youth mense van Soweto through theater. After the break.
SABC3's Katlego Maboy has been nominated for a South African Film and TV Award, amongst the greatest in the Best TV Presenter category for Tropical Island of Treasure, Maldives. He set the challenges for the celebrity contestants, brought us riveting and captivating TV amongst the backdrop of the bluest waters in the Maldives. Support Katlego with voting for him as the Best TV Presenter for 2019. SMS K to 33665. SMSs are unlimited, so show your smooth support for Katlego. SMS K to 33665 now.
It's my feel-good breakfast
How can that not put you in a good mood? Welcome back. You're live with Expresso as we delve right back into baby talk with Kath. We are talking about weaning your child, and we've got on the line with us right now Joanne from Josie. Joanne, thank you so much for connecting with us. Now, you've got quite, as I understand it, in my brief introduction, quite an extreme case battling with weaning your child, or have I got it completely wrong? How old is your child, and what is the challenge that you are dealing with right now?
Boys, I've got the flu.
No worries.
My baby is 4 years old.
4?
And, you know, we're battling to get her to eat. She's in preschool. She hardly wants to eat. I had to take her out. And she eats very few solids. She's the whole time on my breast.
Okay, I'm going to hand you straight over to Kath to ask some vital questions, I think.
Okay, obviously if your child's getting most of the food through breast milk, she's not going to have any space for any other food. So what we really would suggest is to wean her cold turkey at that stage, because while she knows she can get her nutrition and fill herself up on mom's milk, besides the comfort factor, she's not going to look for food anywhere else. And at the age of 4, breast milk won't meet all her nutritional needs. So she's at a lot of risk for missing out on critical nutrients for growth, brain development, and other nutrition for her immunity, etc.
Joanne, I'm going to ask you...
I do give her vitamins, but every time she goes play out with her friends, she comes back just for a nap, that sip, and she's onto the milk, and I feel so bad now.
Joanne, I'm going to ask you quite a personal question because we're in a personal space, but I want you to feel safe in that regard. Why are you not taking that step? Presumably in this process, someone has said to you that you do need to now forcibly wean her off that. Is there something within you? Is there a reason why what motivates you to continue on this path? What are you scared of happening, or what drives it, do you think?
I tried everything. It's not to say she doesn't have, she rather have pro-neutral or a little bit with pigs. It's not even 2 spoons, but I try to go out, and, you know, when I come back, she hardly ate. I keep her to, and I hate to make her starve.
I know, it almost feels...
She just come back for the milk.
So your fear that if you don't offer her the breast milk, she's not going to eat. That's your biggest fear at the moment.
Of Weetabix or a tiny bit of fruit.
But it's a cycle that she's got into now. So she knows that she'll only have 2 teaspoons of Pronutro because mom is going to be there later to give breast milk. So it's with support though, I think that's really important, is that she needs the support. You need someone that you can have support you, and you need to, for a few days, be so strict and consistent about not offering the breast milk and only offering food. And
we put her in 2 preschools, and they send her right back because she refused to eat. But what I'll do, I'll be now a cruel mummy and just stay away for about...
Joanne, I'm going to say straight off the bat that you knocked that concept and thought right out of your head. You are not alone in this. A lot of parents, of mothers are going through this. This is a part of a natural process that has to happen. So please, divorce yourself from that description completely. This is something, I know it's challenging and we're kind of oversimplifying it, but please let us know.
Never ever been sick. Never ever been sick.
Yeah, that is so there's benefits. Obviously the breast milk's got that immunity, but it just doesn't have the sufficient nutrition anymore.
For the long term,
as an exclusive diet, and that's tending to be what she's doing. So if it was just a little bit here and there, but she was still eating really well, then it's a personal choice. But at the moment, it's at the cost of her health and her nutrition long term, not just immediately. But Joanne, you really need support. That's critical. She can't do this on her own. It's very important.
Oh, Joanne, thank you so much for sharing with us. I know a lot of parents can relate, and a lot of mothers especially.
Absolutely.
But by no means any mother, parent out there going through this process, having to go through those difficult gateways. You are not hurting your child
Not at all, no.
by weaning them onto solids. You are helping them develop into the young bodies that they need to be able to look after themselves. Awesome chat. Thank you so much. Hopefully you've picked up a few tips there along the way.
Clover Classic, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Well, listen, it's not every day you get the three musketeers in the kitchen. We're going to be whipping up something that's absolutely delicious and healthy. So are you ready to join us this morning as we make a healthy coconut lemon smoothie recipe? It is a tart, yet it is a sweet way to load up on some probiotics and nutrients, and that's thanks to the creamy taste that takes you back, our Clover Classic.
Yum.
Right. Ladies and gents, I love putting dessert in a smoothie format.
It's gorgeous. So I'm going to do the smoothie part, and then Thabiso is going to wrap it all up for us
and make it meringue part. Make it pretty.
So what we need for this is our Clover Classic plain yogurt. Now, there's about 2 cups in here, so we're just going to empty that into our
container over here.
Yeah.
And that's 500 mils. And what's great about this is the Clover Classic comes in various sizes. So it comes in a 6-pack of 100 grams. We are using, there's the 500 grams, there's also 175 grams, as well as a 1 kilogram pack that's great for family occasions.
There we go. I've just put in a half a cup of Clover full cream milk.
Fantastic.
We've also got some cream, a half a cup of that as well.
Yeah.
Measurement is key. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be smooth. It's going to be velvety. It's going to be creamy and yummy. Then we've got some lemon juice.
You
Pop
throw
that
in
there.
The keyword is Clover. SMS Clover to 33728 if you want a link to this delicious recipe. It's very impressive and quick and easy to make as well.
It really is. Oh, I just got some
honey. Honey on the finger.
Honey on the fingers.
I'll get you a cloth.
No, I'm just going
to
use my mouth.
Yeah.
See, that's what you can do in your own kitchen at home.
The great thing about the Clover Classic is it's a source of 10 vitamins, so you are really getting the goodness in while you indulge as well, right?
There we go. Now we're going to blitz it all up.
Okay. Less noise, Leanne. Less noise, please.
I'm trying. It's not me. It's not me.
How you make a smoothie.
Are we ready? And this is how it's done. Easy peasy.
And quick as well, right? You want the glasses?
Coconut lemon meringue smoothie.
Beautiful. Get it in there, baby girl. Get it in there.
There we go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Those glasses are beautiful as well.
I know.
All right.
We want to make sure that we are
all equal,
balanced.
Yeah, my dad always used to say
equals.
Dessert.
Well, some are more equal than others.
But I'm going to then obviously seal this deal by throwing in the meringue rather that we prepared earlier.
Wow.
So we're going to put that in there.
You have to keep it nice. It needs to be Instagrammable.
Yeah, no, it's very important to make sure that you can post this, right? The better looking, the more likes. All right.
Oh, there we go. Well, our keyword for you this morning is Clover. If you'd love to have the steps to this delicious smoothie sent directly to your phone, just SMS Clover to 33728. And in case you missed any of the steps of how we've just whipped up this delicious coconut lemon meringue smoothie, we've got a few recaps for you.
Well done.
Get ready to try this Clover Classic coconut and lemon meringue smoothie recipe. It's a tart, yet sweet and delicious way to load up on nutrients thanks to the creamy taste that takes you back. Add 500 ml of Clover Classic yogurt-based dairy snack plain to a blender. Then add 125 ml of Clover Fresh cream, 125 ml of Clover Fresh full cream milk, 3 tablespoons of honey, the zest and juice of 1 lemon, and 125 ml of ice. Blend until smooth and set aside. Next, add 3 egg whites to a bowl and beat to form medium peaks. Then add 2.5 ml of cream of tartar, 2.5 ml of salt, and 125 ml of caster sugar to the egg white mixture. Beat to form stiff peaks. Pour the smoothie mixture into glasses and top with the meringue mixture. Brulee with a kitchen blowtorch. Top with toasted coconut and grilled lemon, and enjoy.
Made with love by Clover.
and enjoy. But of course, you want to make sure that it looks pretty as well. So we're going to throw in some lemon slices. I'll just throw in one for now, but you can. It's up to you if you want two.
Yeah.
In fact, let's just do two. Do two. So this is for. You go like this, and then you are just giving it a.
There we go. And just get a little bit of a toast.
Wow, caramelizing the lemon.
Caramelizing the lemon.
Can you caramelize the meringue too?
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, I love blowtorches.
Okay, just not around your hair.
There we go. There we go. Wow.
Okay, enough before it goes wrong. And then some coconut sprinkles over there.
Gorgeous.
There we go. Oh, you want to sprinkle around for the
Maybe
Instagram
put another
post
lemon in
as
because
well.
now it's hidden.
Yeah, throw it on there. The keyword is clover. Do you want to make this at home for yourself? SMS clover to 33728. We'll send you an SMS with the link to the recipe, and voila, you know how to make yourself a delicious coconut lemon meringue smoothie.
Smoothie. Well done, team. High five.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done. Well done.
Can't wait
We're
to taste
so
it.
good at this.
Clover Classic, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Oh. You are going to keep quiet and eat your food. Just taste your hard-earned labor right there. That looks absolutely amazing. Beautiful stuff. So we're going to continue after the break with another incredible performance from Refentse. You've blown us away this morning. Thank you so much. Such a cool energy on set as well.
Thank you.
And that's why that looks so delicious.
So lovely. Thank you.
With our reusable straw, I can see the caramelization on the lemon. That looks beautiful, eh? That looks really, really good.
You,
am I selling it a bit hard there? I'm selling it a bit hard. And then, of course, we're going to focus in on something truly phenomenal. Papa G, we know him, we love him, of course, from our soapy TV, but now he's doing something to give back to the next generation.
Drink it, Refentse, drink it!
You better have a taste. He's going to
drink it, sip it!
And? Does it taste like lemon meringue?
It tastes like lemon meringue.
Day da 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 day da 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 da. We tend to see all the things that we could be as so vast and out of not for me, if we could breathe, trust ourselves and just be in our greater purpose, we'll fly free, fly free.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's time for your daily dose of feel-good. So good!
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, where it's all so good. Now, it's time for, it's rather that time of the day, where we show you videos that we found on the interwebs that will definitely make you feel good. What we got, team?
I was hoping you were going to have a longer intro, because I've got a mouthful of date balls.
Okay, have you? A mouthful of date balls?
You're still eating.
Well, then you made some brilliant date balls.
Yeah,
well done, Gob.
Good. I made it.
Oh, shame. Sorry, ma'am. Okay, so we love our animals on the show with good reason, because they're just so sweet and cool and awesome and helpful. But are they as helpful as this dog? I don't think so. Take a look. How awesome is that? This is incredible.
This is stunning.
Look how proud the doggy is.
And he looks like personal
Like,
protection as
this is my
well.
buddy. This is my pal. No one's gonna mess with that kid.
No.
one. No one's gonna mess with that kid.
That's
He
so
needs to
special.
just have that doggy with him everywhere.
Don't you, like, you get this vibe that dogs need purpose as well? Like, they have this look of absolute
They
satisfaction
do.
on their face when
Yeah.
the harmony, that is just
Yeah.
one of the sweetest, coolest
Love
things we've
that.
seen.
That's
man.
Dogs
really
are also
cool.
driven by the spirit of Ubuntu, I always say, and you see it in all the videos we play.
That's
on
really
here.
cute.
100%.
Sweet. Well, we love a daddy-daughter duo, and I think we can't get enough of this one. And when it comes to music and the family, it's always great to share it.
Oh, cool.
But take a look and listen to this duo.
Oh, I've seen him before.
Come stop your crying, it'll be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry.
For so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. I know we're different.
My heart.
Deep
My heart. That was so beautiful.
That is
That is so beautiful. Gee,
How
you're all
sweet,
shook.
man. Hey, that is one of the
Can I just
sweetest, coolest
say,
little things ever.
When I saw that little girl, I thought of Jack and how cute Jack's baby sister's gonna look one day.
Yeah, funny enough, I was also thinking about
You
that.
know? Jack's baby sister's gonna be the cutest.
Oh,
Uni.
man, that is so sweet, guys.
Look at the face. Look at the face.
In it. This is.
I think she's so earnest about it as well, and then she gets. How does he
Listen,
get
guys.
through this without bawling his eyes out every time they sing
Can
together?
I tell you how vitally important this relationship is? Vitally important this relationship between a girl and her dad is. And I just wish that everyone could have this.
Show them together, 'cause you'll be in my heart.
Yes, you'll be.
Yes, you'll be in my heart.
I'll be with you.
Oh,
Stay on.
that is just so sweet and so incredible.
It's a little freestyle in there.
Oh, man.
We're all just ready to have a good old cry now.
Yeah.
Well, if you would like to see more videos and maybe you've come across something that we haven't and it's filled you with wonder, why don't you let us know on social media? You can also share it with us on expressoshow.com. Use that hashtag as well. I love it. I absolutely love it. Hey? Well, now the performing arts is a powerful form of expression for many people across the world, as well as a great way to communicate a message through stories. Darlington Michaels, one of South Africa's TV soapy legends and icons, most well known for playing Papa G on
Papa G,
Isidingo, is one such individual who is using theatre to positively impact his community of Soweto.
But Darlington Michaels is no stranger to our television screens, having played the role of Papa G on SABC3's hit soapy Isidingo for more than 2 decades. But just because he's not on our screens anymore doesn't mean he's not keeping busy. In fact, he's been very busy inspiring the youth and developing them through his community theatre project.
Formed in Soweto in 1988, the Melisizwe Community Theatre is a multi-award-winning non-profit organization formed by the TV icon Darlington Michaels, who strives to motivate and inspire the youth to live better lives in their communities.
Darlington, how are you doing?
All right, and how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
But Darlington, you played one of the most iconic characters on South African television, Papa G. And just how you dress now reminds me of him. How has life been like after Isidingo?
Life after Isidingo has become a little bit difficult. I was unfortunate, I was hit by stroke. I do things now concentrating on one other thing that I love, which is stage acting. I am writing plays and directing them. As it is, I have a play that is going on.
Let's talk about Melisizwe Community Theatre, which has been part of your life for a very long time. What inspired it and what is it all about?
I started Melisizwe in 1988, and it was because of being an actor, you know, moving around, you see what is happening around the townships. I found that our youth is roaming around the streets doing nothing. So that was my test show. Being an actor, it really makes me feel proud to see myself being engaged with the community around, you know, especially the kids, keeping them away from the streets, keeping them away from doing, you know, unnecessary things.
Who's to Blame is the name of Darlington Michaels' latest theatre production, focusing around 11 actors who share their life stories through the play. Darlington also hopes to have his production visit multiple schools across South Africa.
You are busy producing a play called Who's to Blame. What is it all about, and what are you hoping the youth take away from this production?
Who's to Blame is about moral degeneration for the youth, especially the kids at schools. So I wrote a play trying to show out what wrongs they do. Really, it says to me, give a word, lecture these children. They should be aware of the wrongs that they are doing.
Medley has been around for many years, 3 decades to be exact. What are your future plans for this initiative?
Well, the future plan is we want to see this theatre company going on forever and ever. As we have started as an NPO, we want to end up as a recognized company.
Medley Community Theatre has empowered the youth because most of the youth we have here, we took from the schools which we used to perform for. You know, working with Mr. Darlington Michaels, at first it was exciting, but then when you start working with him, that's where everything comes out, because he's very strict. Other than that, he's a cool guy, and you learn a lot from him. You see, what Darlington is so important because most of the time he interacts with his students. You know, before you can understand the character well, he takes you and sits with you down and makes you understand, Uguti, what is it that you need to do to understand your character first.
And lastly, Brad Darlington, I must ask you, can we expect to see you on our screens anytime soon?
Well, definitely, I want to, just waiting on me to recover fully. And once I do so, once I feel that I'm fully recovered, I'll start phoning and telling them, hey, guys, I am ready. Let's go on.
Oh, absolutely incredible.
Love Papa G.
Yes, and if you are perhaps looking to escape the bitter cold of winter when it arrives, well, then this might interest you. The beautiful island of Zanzibar is one of Africa's greatest treasures, and it is a favorite amongst tourists due to its beautiful beaches and climate that feels like a never-ending summer.
A never-ending summer sounds like a dream, and it also sounds like paradise. Laying on the beach for a few days and coming home with an amazing tan, it all sounds like the perfect escape from winter.
That's right, and if you would like to experience the magic that is Zanzibar for yourself, then get excited because Mango Airlines is offering an amazing package at the Dream of Zanzibar Hotel for 4 nights from 12,440 Rand per person, and that's valid from the 7th of May till the 1st of June for this year, 2019. And to learn more about or purchase this incredible package, head to flymangotravel.com, and remember that T's and C's do apply.
Oh, if you can't take to the skies, let your taste buds take flight. I need little strawberries and cream in my life. Princess, please, my frappe. Oh, look at it. Thank you. Yes, Leanne says, well, this is the perfect prelude to another beautiful, smooth and creamy performance from Refentse. She has been amazing. Such a beautiful soul as well. You've got one last opportunity to see her perform live in your living room, so don't go too far.
Have you found the one? Try the new McCafe strawberries and cream frappe and enjoy a little moment of lovin'.
SABC 3's Katlego Maboe has been nominated for a South African Film and TV Award, amongst the greatest in the Best TV Presenter category for Tropical Island of Treasure, Maldives. He set the challenges for the celebrity contestants, brought us riveting and captivating TV amongst the backdrop of the bluest waters in the Maldives. Support Katlego with voting for him as the Best TV Presenter for 2019. SMS K to 33665. SMSs are unlimited, so show your smooth support for Katlego. SMS K to 33665 now.
Original. We tend to see all the things that we could be as so vast and out of reach. Not for me, not for me. If we could breathe, trust ourselves and just believe in our greater purpose. We'll fly free, fly free. I push up under pressure, push up under pressure. I push up under pressure, push up under pressure. I push up under pressure, push up under pressure. Push up under nana, kau fella raspana. Push up under nana, osa fella pelongwana. Push up under nana, kau fella raspana. Push up under nana. Growing pains, 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 growing pains.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's time for a cocktail of positivity. We absolutely love rounding off our shows with something really positive. And we have another very positive message brought to you by Neurobian. And of course, we know it's all about, yes, keeping a healthy balance in terms of getting our full spectrum of vitamin B. That's on one side, but also the mind plays a powerful role.
It's very, very important. And our quote for today is, be content. Happy people don't have the best of everything. They make the best of everything they have.
That, man.
I'm going to say it one more time, all right? Be content. Happy people don't have the best of everything. They make the best of everything they have. If that's not...
That. Just get a microphone and drop it. That was,
well,
that
you
was
know,
quite
strip
superb.
my one off my body and just throw it on the floor, you know.
Oh, I love that. So make it a choice to be happy today. And you can, of course, continue to share your thoughts of positivity with us. We've got one more day of the week to savor. Tomorrow, cannot wait to delve into that. But we've got one more moment on this show to savor another brilliant performance.
That's right, Graham Refentse Solo still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And before we say goodbye, people I think on social media have been asking, where can we see you live and follow you on the socials?
Well, I'm on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. You can find me at Refentse Solo, at Bantu ZA on Instagram for this lovely person over here. And my next gig will be on the 3rd of March. Okay. At the lovely people at Selective Hearing are hosting me just here in Cape Town and Garden. So if you're around, come through, it'll be lovely. It's a live band situation. So,
awesome, awesome, awesome. And you also write your own music. You're about to perform one of your own tracks. It's called Growing Pains. Yeah. What's that behind? Like, what was the thought process when it came to writing the song?
It's really just a song to inspire you to keep going, really. I've found that music is something that pulls me through very many situations, especially tumultuous times. So I wanted to write a song that
inspired me to just get up out of bed in the morning and just keep going and doing whatever it is that I want to do. And I found that that song resonated with a lot of people around me, which I'm really grateful for. So I hope that everyone at home enjoys it today. Well, the producer is Mark Okol. The original version is produced by Mark Okol. So shout out to Mark Okol. Thank you for having me on your track.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, listen, I think a lot of people are ready to get their day going, and this is the perfect song. So Refentse and Bantu, take it away with a song called Growing Pains.
Thank you to all the lovely people at home who've been showing us support, our family and friends. We tend to see all the things that we could be as so vast and out of reach. Not for me, not for me. If we could breathe, trust ourselves and just believe in our greater purpose. We'll fly free, fly free. I push up and pressa, push up and pressa. I push up and pressa, push up and pressa. I push up and pressa, push up and pressa. Push up and nana, kau fela raspana. Push up and nana, osa fela peluana. Push up and nana, kau fela raspana. Push up and nana, osa fela peluana. Growing pains, 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 growing pains. Ooh, growing pains, growing pains, growing pains.
Wow.
What a way to set the tone for a beautiful Thursday. If that doesn't feel good, then nothing is going to make you feel good today, because this is it. This is the ultimate feel-good sound to set you up. Hey, guys?
Oh, man.
We've got such incredible talent, hey? Such incredible talent in our beautiful country.
Listen, I'm going to quickly race through what's coming up tomorrow so we can play you that clip, that father and daughter thing. But tomorrow I'm going to get to steal the Rugby World Cup trophy. So we're going to bring it into studio tomorrow morning, just so we can bring it up close and personal, so you can start to get a feel for it as we preview some of our Super Rugby coming up this weekend. But yeah, going to be an awesome Friday, guys.
Well, the Verve Clicquot Master Polo is also coming through, so we're going to be checking out how to dress smartly for it. It's only a week away, so you want to make sure that you know what to look like, and so you look right for the day.
Yes, sir. And before we say goodbye, can we take a look at the dad-daughter duo that I think have a lot of hearts going on? Just take a listen at how the two of them sing together.
Stop your crying, it'll be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry.
For so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. I know we're different, but deep inside us, we're not that different at all. And you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From the start. they'll see in time. I know.
I'm obsessed with this little girl. She's the best.
What I dig is look at his eyes when he's singing to her. He's not just singing, he's singing it to her. He's like, you can see he's absolutely enamored with her and how cool she is as a little human being.
So
kids rule, man. Dads rule, moms rule.
Thank you so much to Refentse Solo for joining us today and really just gracing us with their presence. What a beautiful performance. A few of them that we've had this morning, and all our guests who came through as well. It was beautiful.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Love ya.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Never Feel Good production.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Never Feel Good.